ます。
Ahoy, crypto pirates! Welcome to your Discourse Syndicate and an FN Hangout. Woo! Jackpot, motherfuckers! Jack fucking pot! Where are we at today? What a pump we're having. How in the hell is everybody doing? Look at that. Man, Hex don't give a fuck about no dips. Don't give a fuck about people selling. Keep selling. Go ahead. Keep selling. It's just getting bought right back up. Look at that. Wow, 22 cents and climbing. Let's see where we can get it tonight. Holy moly. How is everybody doing? How in the hell is everyone doing? And that jackpot shout out was for my man. You know who you are. You know who you are, right? Let's see here. Let me say hello to everybody. Let's see. Russ, hey Russ, yeah, you got here first. Smash the likes. Hex Mac, welcome. Thomas Turner. Stream keeps on coming. Yep. The gals took over, and anyway, yeah, I think Nagabo was on there too. Oh, by the way, that's who I was shouting out was Nagabo. Sorry, I didn't say his name, but my man Naga, what a cool dude, man. We hung out in Vegas up at the penthouse party. Very, very cool dude. Tall too, man. He's like big dude. Nordic Marius, Hexander, what's up? Graphene. When details on entity structures for tax? Well, we're working on all that. There's lots of things going on. Lots of things. I didn't know that Hex was going to make me so busy. So busy. I thought that by now I'd be looking at Hex retirement. But it looks like it's getting more and more stuff's getting thrown on my table, and there's plane tickets being bought. I got to fly around here, fly around there. We got places to go, things to do, people to see, stuff to set up, and it's all for the Hexagons. All for Hexagons. That's what I'm telling you. This is your stuff, guys. Everything that we're doing here is for you. It's to pump your bags, and it's to bring you guys let's see, beneficial products and things that can be built with Hex. Not on Hex, but with Hex. Let's see, who else we got in here? Dips for Ants. Yep, Dips for Ants. Every NES game. Welcome. Crypto King, boom, he's in the house. What's up, my man? Hexican Greenhorn. Oh, okay, I like that. And by the way, they were asking in Twitter who coined Hexican. Give a fuck what you say. I did. I remember the day we had a vote on it. Somebody may have said it before me, way back in the chats. I never heard it before. I said it. I brought it up. We were trying to come up with a name. We voted on it, and we started using it right there in the chat room. So anybody got an argument, bring it to me. Bring it. I'm the one who coined Hex. It can. So anyway, like it's some big claim to fame anyway. But I love the word. I love being a Hexican. Lesapper, hey, what's up, bro? Heavy Metal Riz, change Twitch category to crypto. Okay. Producers, everybody else, we got something going on there. Super Hex, what's up, bro? Killing it over there. Still killing it over there in the talks. DJ Pollywood, hey. Who else? Lies Beneath the Truth. T-Shares. All right. Day 43 OG. Look at who's in here. Doorsy 78. Eagle, and I'm not going to go through everybody, but welcome all. It's your Friday night, so check it out. Friday Night Hangout, for those of you who don't know, The Friday Night Hangout was created for all Hexicans who, just wanted to come in and chat with us, or haters that wanted to come in and rebut or refute or dispute what it is that we were saying or what Hex was all about. So this is your chance to come in and talk to the community, air your grievances, talk to us, learn. Or if you're a new Hexican and you wanted to come on stream and you wanted to talk to people and get to know the community and show your face, we've always enjoyed showing faces here because we want everybody to know that we are not bots. Like, you can go to all those other Army, Navy, Air Force things over there and other crypto land and their groups and shit. They don't do what we do. They don't show their faces on a regular basis. Bring everybody on. So here, I'm going to throw the link in the chat. There is for you to copy paste and come join us. All you got to do is click on that link. You come on in, you turn your microphone and your camera on, and you come talk to us. So anyway, that's what that's for. That's what the Friday Night Hangout is for. It's for you. It's your show. And in fact, Discourse Syndicate is yours anyway, because all it does is provide content and as much as we can for the Hex community. That's what Discourse Syndicate is. It is for Hexicans. Period. End of story. And everybody who does the work here does it for free. It's always been done for free. Everything that's ever, all these streamers that are on this network, they give their sweat equity, their time and dedication to the community for free. Nobody's paying for it. Nobody's, it's just free content. And all of them at this point have donated all of their time and their dollars that they've earned here on the YouTubes and whatnot to the community stream back into it, so that we can continue to bring content, continue to bring people that provide SEO and do our video editing and all those kinds of things. And then some of the streamers take a little bit so that they can supplement their streaming income to bring better content and more equipment and whatnot. So that's what this has been all about. So we're not making any money here. It's a thankless job, but every little bit that we do make is going back to the community, and hopefully for you guys in value. We've got some real smart Hexicans on these streams, and they bring it all the time. I mean, if you just traded on Jenkins's trading charts alone, it's worth the 3 hours or so every couple of nights you spend here. So, yep, cheer for you. So, without any further ado, like I said, tonight is the FN Hangout. We've got another streamer in the back. He's got his own show in the morning. It's called Wake Up Hex, and he's my right-hand man, my partner, my buddy, and he is known as the man Ken Nipples. Oops. There you go. You're muted.
I forgot you muted me earlier. Yeah. Reporting for duty, Captain.
Hey, wait a minute. So you always act like you work for me or you do shit for me, or I think that you're the one that's always calling me, telling me what the hell I'm supposed to be doing. So I don't know where this comes from, acting like you're like I'm the man or some shit.
Just because I'm bossy in real life doesn't mean I have to be bossy on stream, man.
You want to play good cop on stream and bad cop when you're making phone calls to me, right?
That's right. But we just got a lot of shit to get done. We got a lot on our plate, and I'm just trying to manage everybody's time and expectations. That's all.
Oh, no expectations. All right, guys. So anyway, the stream is open to you. Come on in. Bring it. I mean, I've said it to 100 times on the phone, but what a great job you did with Cynthia McKinney the other day, man. That was a great interview. Great stream. You did a real professional job there. You guys got into a lot of really cool topics. She really got it. Basically, she's a Hexican. I knew you had her when she asked you, when she started bringing up her kid, and her kid was in crypto, and you started educating her, and I said, oh, that's it, man. He's got her now. As soon as Mama Bear's trying to protect her kid and starting to learn, yep, that was it right there. I knew she was all in at that point.
Yeah, dude, I don't know if you can see it in my demeanor because it's so cringe to go back and watch your own streams that you're in. You're like, oh man, I look like a freaking moron. Like I could have handled that so much better, but so I didn't go back to look at that particular part. But I don't know if it came through to you guys on the stream. But I know that when she started saying, now you need to educate me, I started getting all giddy and excited. Oh, well, I got this for you. Because I had this whole long list of questions about politics and who's for and who's against crypto and politics. And I had this line of questioning. We're going to do a follow-up on September 14th on Tuesday. But when she gave me the stage to start educating her on crypto and more specifically Hex, oh, man, I just got all kinds of excited.
Well, you did a great job, man. I think it was a real pivotal moment in crypto, I think, because, I mean, she's no longer a congressperson, but she knows lots of congresspeople. She's connected in D.C., and not that, those people matter a whole bunch all the time, but, it's getting education into that arena is going to be a big deal.
Yeah, it really is. So I think the next step, Hexicans, we have money now. We need to if we're gonna change things, we got to do it from the inside. We gotta get in with these guys, and we got to do it from the inside. And I really think going forward, and you and I have talked about this before. We've mentioned it on stream, but and I think we're gonna have some political operatives help us with this part. But I think a political action committee, a PAC, is going to be really important going forward.
It's necessary in order to, if you do want to try and, well, there's either
Hexander trolls me about the shirts at least 2 or 3 times a stream. So.
Thank you, Hexander. I appreciate it. Keep trolling him for me. I do on a regular basis too, but just over the phone. So
true.
So yeah. Now I lost my train of thought. Yes, I know that there are a lot of people that, especially in this space, especially in the YouTube space, and, with everything that's going on, there's a lot of people that are anti-establishment, anti-government, blah, 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 blah. And I've always said that you just can't blow everything up and then try and start over. It doesn't work that way. What you want to do is you want to activate from within and change things. And the way that things work here in the U.S. is lobbying powers, and that's just the way it is. And until they take money out of politics, until they remove that element, which I think it's going to take a damn near an act of God to get that done. Because a constitutional amendment is not a joke. It's very, very difficult to get a constitutional amendment. So removing money from politics is going to take some serious work. So what do you do in the meantime? What do you do for the next 5-10 years if they even get that close to getting something like that done? Well, you're going to have to start your own pact and your own lobbying firm to try and work from within. Because, hey, if you don't have advocation, you're going to have people continuing to try and regulate against you,
Yep.
And
if you're not part of the regulation process, you're being regulated out.
Yeah, you need to be at the table, is what I'm saying. If you're not at the table, then you're for dinner. You're on the table. Yep. and so that's serious business there. So anyway, enough of that. I hate politics.
Yeah, that's too serious for the FN Hangout. I mean,
way too serious. Way too serious. But just one of the projects that we got going on, one of the things that we're trying to do, one of the things that we're meddling in. But people were asking about the taxes and stuff and all that. Well, we're still working. We're still working on those things. No answers yet.
Yeah, we've got some really good leads, and we've got a lot of. The problem is there's actually more good solutions than we have time to explore. So we just got to find like the top 3 best solutions and try to go forward with it. Because there's a lot of options out there, guys. There's a lot of ways politicians and wealthy people hide money in this country. And there's things I didn't even know about, and I thought I knew about some of these.
I love it when somebody says something stupid. So don't panic. Love you, man. But that was stupid. I don't understand crypto, really. And it takes getting money out of politics exactly what it does. No, it doesn't. It doesn't take money out of politics. Lobbying powers don't go away. The big money is not going away. Crypto is not taking over. Don't think so highly of your little crypto thing, guys. I keep telling you, don't think so highly of it. Don't think that there's enough money in here to change the world. There isn't. There's a very minuscule amount of money here, and it's very, very wishy-washy as to whose money it is. There are some big players in crypto that absolutely mean nothing in the world. Absolutely nothing in the world. And some of the big players who have some big money in here don't really have a whole lot of their money in here. So just realize, don't think so highly of your crypto thing.
There's individual mutual funds that have a greater market cap than all of crypto combined. So there's a lot more money than what exists in crypto. A lot more.
A lot more. Anyway, I like what Identity Block had to say, though. He said, the Fed can... Oh, no, Identity Block. I didn't know that's what you said. Jeez. I can't believe I put that on screen. That was bad. Oh,
and stream ends. Boom.
Yes. So, Bree, I got you. I've been waiting for you. I got you this Friday night.
The captain was waiting for Bree. Man, he's been so excited sitting on pins and needles. Like, oh, I can't wait till Bree shows up so we can take a shot together.
I love this shit, man. I really, really love this shit. So, no, I'm not under the weather. I've been busy all day. I kind of laid down on the couch for a minute and started to fall asleep right when it was time to stream. So I've got one of those like half in, half out kind of attitudes. So that's why I was waiting for the shot. You ready, Bree? Okay, hold on a second. Let me pop this open. Oh, this stuff is awful, but I love the after effect. It's like, anyway, I'm not going to say what it's like, but yeah.
It's like the drip. You know what I'm talking about.
Okay, let me crack the top. Oh, it smells as good as it tastes. Oh boy. Let's see here. Oh, almost spilled my shot. All right, Bree. Bottoms up, right? Here we go.
In the meantime, my man, Hexmac, the happiest man in crypto.
Oh,
the
Hexmac.
smiliest man in crypto, other than Joker himself.
Oh, man, that's like... I swear they ran this shit through a donkey's ass and back out the other end. Oh.
And then again.
Woo!
Some ass coffee. Go drink your ass coffee.
It's pretty bad when you're like washing shit down with homemade bucha, you know? to get the taste out of your mouth. This is like rotten fermented tea, you know, and I'm washing the shot down with fermented tea.
Bree says, now that you said donkey's ass, that's what I think every time. Laugh out loud.
Oh, whew. But what a I really like
Who
those.
Is this Junior Boner?
I saw that earlier. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh boy!
See what that is? All 2 inches on a ruler there.
So some of you. So I had Franklin St. Hex jump in, and he helped me fix the headset and the microphone, and now at least my browser works. Is it sounding bad or what?
It sounds good on my end. I don't know about you, Mac, but it sounds good on my end.
It's better than it has been in the last couple of weeks.
Yes. Amen.
So somebody asked Vince, asked what I'm drinking. So Vince, this is, and I'm not a shill for this company. It's called Qualia, and Bree turned me on to it. And what it is nootropics. And I'm going to tell you, man, I'm smarter. I'm smarter today than I was 2.5 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. I definitely am.
Or at least
for sure.
He thinks he is. So.
Isn't that what it's all about? You think you're smarter?
That's all that matters.
Yeah. It's a placebo effect in full force.
So I figure if I was on this stuff for 6 months, I should really like notice a different. There's the hex medic hex. Oh, there you go. Go to Bree's link there, and if you want to get the nootropics. Somebody called me and asked me the other day, or texted me and asked me what it was and that I took, and I just said I took it all. I bought everything on the damn site, so whatever they got, I'm taking. And if you want any information on how to take it, go to Bree's site there. He just put it in the chat, and you can get the what do you call it, the 411 on how to do it and what to use from him. But I use it all, so anyway, I love it. The hardest part about that stuff is choking it down, man. You've got to take like 7 pills of this and 8 pills of this and 4 pills of this, and they're like all natural stuff. So they got like wood chips and mushroom ground up and all this like fungus ground up into these tablets, right? So when you get a tablet and you put that kind of shit in it, I mean, a little bit of the residue ends up on the outside of these tablets, right? So they don't taste good. They taste like rotten freaking mushrooms and shit, the dust on them. And you got to choke them down, like 7 or 8 of them at a time. And I think like I got like 3 bottles in the morning and 2 bottles at night that I take. So like the first morning shot's like 14, 18 tabs, and then the night shot is like another 6 or 7 or 8 tabs. And man, it's just wild. They're not the best tasting stuff, but man, like this energy, I'm be chill for the rest of the night now. And alert. Good shit, man. Good shit.
Bree, I'm in your chat, your Hex Medical chat. I got a question for you. So I'm gonna put that in there. So you can answer it at your own time. Enjoy the show in the meantime.
Yeah, so now we're all on zootropics, or nootropics, sorry, zootropics. I wonder what the zootropics are, right? So how you doing, Hex Mac? Good to see you again, man. You've been around like the last couple of streams here. That's good.
Living the dream, Cap. Living the dream. I hope you guys are also living the dream.
Oh, dude. This is, I mean, watching today's pump, watching somebody sell a whole bunch of it. Congratulations, though, to who sold today. That was like a lot of cash. And, it's already half bought back up, and that was a monster dump. I wonder how much that was somebody cashed out. I'd like to know. That would be cool if somebody can.
I would like to know that also.
If somebody could drop the number of what was sold between right before 1800 hours. It started about an hour before that, and they sold for about an hour there. From what was it, from 1700 to 1800 UTC. So whoever made that big sell, I sure would like to know how much that was, because, wow, nobody gets to cash out in Hex. All right. Okay, we got another, I don't know if it's a Hex skin or what in the back. So we have somebody here. Let's bring him up. Hold on one second. Execute 007. What's happening? How you doing?
I'm pretty good. How are you guys doing?
We're good. We're good.
Yeah, I just had a couple questions. I have a couple of buddies. He just bought in, I think, 100,000 around 6 cents. I got him in, and he obviously knows the benefits of the long versus short. Mm-hmm. But I'm trying to get him to push a little longer. I was wondering if you guys could get him over like I think he's doing 90-day stakes right now. So wait. So the guy jumps in at 6 cents with 100K. Yep. And he still isn't convinced that Hex is good yet. I mean, it's pushing. I think he's pushing over $1 million right now. But you know what I mean. He's done his 10x or whatever it would be. So I
tell him to pull profits.
Yeah, I told him to do the 80-20, but I'm still trying to keep him in, you know. I don't want him to.
I'd say pull principal. Pull your principal out, bro, and put it at the house money and stake out long term, you know.
That's
play
why
with.
he's being such a pussy and doesn't want.
Yeah.
Hates money so
Fuck
much
that.
and isn't willing to stay for longer.
I told him to at least put 10% on like a 10-year, and then another 10% on a 5-year or something, and then let the rest, I don't know, sell like at least half.
Yeah, he could be a pussy and do it like that. Let him.
he's got more money on the side. That's why like I don't want to push him over the edge on it. But
what's he doing? Why is he waiting?
he's a big Ave guy, and a big MakerDAO guy. Yeah, and
So
I got a big.
He likes BitConnect 2.0. Even though we get accused of it, he likes the actual BitConnect 2.0. Okay,
I have some capital now too because of Hex, and I was like trying to get him to pitch me on Ave, and I was like, just tell me like what it's about, and like he literally can't explain it to me, and I'm like, why do you even hold this if you can't fucking explain it? It makes no sense to me, but I was Is
Sounds
that
right to me.
I've never really looked into it.
yeah.
Have you guys?
That sounds like my
it?
research of Aave too. So.
I mean, I got burnt on Maker, so I was like, I'm not really going down too many more trains, just like looking to get burnt anymore. It's just I'm just staking this and riding it out for now.
Well, and this is where the term, picking up dimes in front of freight trains comes in. It's like, dude, you've seen the power of Hex. You've seen what it does. It's an immutable crypto that has been doing nothing but growing. I mean, look, people are exiting and making monster returns, and it gets eaten back up like within no time at all. Like half the time, or the amount of time it took for them to sell, it's already half back. I mean, this and that's the history of Hex from day one. That's what the chart looks like. From day one, that's what Hex's chart looks like, up and to the right, with people taking profits. So all of this narrative about there's no way to take profits, there's no money in Hex, there's no volume.
Tell that to the guy that just pulled millions out of the system today.
Yeah, somebody in the chat room is doing the math right now. Somebody's going to give us the amount that guy's sold over the last hour there between 6 o'clock and.
Hexhound says to tell your friend to sell all of it.
So
if he doesn't get it, he needs to sell it all.
But see, the power, the real power of Hex isn't number go up, isn't making a handful of gains. It's really in the T shares and the value of those T shares over time. And to put that in perspective, so those of us who are, day one OGs, who staked out long-term, built ladders, put 15-year stakes out, 10 years, 5 years, all in between. Those of us who did that, if you look at your returns and your principal, and you look at a 50% return on just and yield, that's the power of Hex. And we're talking a year and a half to get a double on your freaking stakes. That's monstrous. And that's not even counting the monstrous percentage gains that Hex has made on its price. That's a whole nother animal compared to staking gains. And staking gains are only going to get. I'm seeing it ratchet. It's ratcheting up. It's gaining momentum. It's getting faster and faster. The amount of Hex that your shares are bringing in. It's going to outpace every yield producing asset on the planet is going to get outpaced by Hex. It's already happening, and it's there. You can't stop it. You can't stop it from doing what it's doing. It's going to continue to gain momentum. It's going to continue to grow. The price is going to fluctuate, but look at it. It hasn't done what everybody said it was going to do. That had doubts about Hex. It was going to go down. It was going to dump. It was going to, pump and dump. It was going to, Richard was going to rug pull. All these other things. It couldn't sustain itself. There's no way it can sustain this. Well, other cryptos have done the same thing that Hex is doing, and Hex is built better than all of those cryptos put together. So that's what your buddy should be looking at, is the fundamentals, and that what he's doing And although it's working and it's worked pretty decent for him, that he could be doing better. He should know better by now that Hex is built for the long term. Short-term gains, sure. If you want to collect a couple 100,000 or $1 million and go, right on. But how about 20 million? Why not turn your stakes into something that's, double-digit millions over the next 10 to 15 years?
Well, he's still got the crypto mindset from, over the last 10 years, especially since 2017. And I think on Funding Jim, which I'm going to bring him up right now. Hey, Gary, how you doing, buddy? And
Marcavelli, what's up, brother? What's up, Gary?
So going back to yesterday's stream that Funding Jim did about dormant capital, Johnny got on and made it such a great point that we don't hear enough in Hex. So I'm going to make the point again. This all goes back to Chaos. This is him that said this, not me. So I don't want to take credit for this, but I think it needs to be said more that everybody's so using crypto to the cash smash and grab. Okay, there's quick cash, grab it, move on to the next thing because it's not going to last. Well, it's the only thing that's been designed to last. What are you going to take it out? You're going to take it out of what? A 400,000% gain and put it into what? What are you going to get that in? Where are you going to find that return somewhere else? I don't even care if it's another crypto product. Where are you going to find that gain? So it's not the smash and grab that that everybody's used to in crypto. I think that's why no coiners do better with Hex than existing crypto people, because they're like, oh, I made a quick 4x. It's time to move on to the next thing. Oh, wait, the thing I just bought just went down. So it's it's a totally different mindset. And I think that people need to pull their heads out of the old crypto game, because this particular product is not a smash and grab. This is a get wealthy and very well rewarded for doing exactly what you said you did. And the longer you stake it, the longer you keep that T share, the better you're going to do in the long run. So I think that's something that people need to change their mindset on when they come into this.
Yeah. So Silicon Valley is an example of people that have a concentration of venture capitalists. Venture capitalists bet on losing everything on 9 of their bets. They bet on losing everything. And when they do find the unicorn, they hold the unicorn. They don't sell the unicorn, they hold the unicorn. And so Hex is kind of that example in my explanation is why would you jump out? If you're really going to play the trading game in or out, even if it's shorter, long-term swing trading, day trading, or whatever, you're addicted to gambling. That's what you are. If you find something that is a winner, why would you exit out of the winner? If you know the train is going to a destination. So he's had a year of experience, or he's had 6 cents until 22 cent experience, whatever that is. And he can see a trend line, and he can see a community growth, and he can see wallet growth, and he can see, basically the same thing that VCs look for is maturation of the community, maturation of the product. Not even the speculation that new things are going to be developed in software related to this particular product, because it's immutable, it's locked. You can gamble on lots of things, but this was a finished product before it was released to the public. Big difference.
He's kind of a I don't know, want to call him a VC of a, but he got into it when it was called like Etherland or whatever.
Etherland. Etherland was its first name. Yep.
Yeah, he bought it pretty cheap. So he got he's already got some wealth. So there's that point, and then he was also he's a little weary on the OA. He thinks the OA is going to do like another 80 to 90% stake for like I think it was around like the six year mark, just to like all the average size stakers, just to like push them out. That's what like his other worry was. But even
if it does, that's not necessarily a bad thing either, because now you've got 100% of the supply staked for 6 years. What do you think is going to happen to the rocket price of the USD when there's that little available and people can see for themselves? Oh my gosh, there's less than 1% of the supplies available for sale. USD value goes through the roof. So it depends on which one you want. Do you want the APY and more Hex, or do you want the huge rocket price in USD?
And it's there to create that, to balance the system and put gains where gains need to be made. That's we already know what the OA is. It's a feature of Hex. It's not a who. It is a what. It is a feature of Hex, and it is a feature that has done nothing but provide value to Hex. And until people realize that, they're gonna be sketchy and afraid of it. You know, I've had talk with people who are maxis. I have friends that are maxis, and they say the same thing. But see, the reason we feel the way we do about it is because, look, we all watch the OA too, but we've been watching it for 2 fucking years, and we watch what it's done, and we watch what it means, and we've listened to Richard, and you know, although he hasn't like laid out the exact details of what the OA is, who it is, what it is, he's always given us clues to why it's there, and if you've watched it function, then you know what it's there for, and that is to improve the product and not to harm it and not to hurt Hexicans. The long-term stakers have always, I say it again, the long-term stakers have always been the benefactors of the OA and what it has done. So put that in your bag of tricks and remember it, because that's what it's there for.
Again,
it's not there for itself.
No. So again,
it's not there for one person.
Again, that's the old crypto mindset. Okay, we got poor founders
because everybody
buy cash grab, and they're gonna rug pull as soon as there's any money in their project at all, they pull the money out. We've got a guy that doesn't need the money. He's already wealthy. He's playing Elon Musk, and he's not going to damage Tesla just so he can have a quick cash grab.
Yeah, it's the same thing as far as do you think that Amazon would be 50% of online retail if it was still a bookstore that wasn't run by Jeff Bezos? You know, so it was an online bookstore originally, right? And it made progress as a brand and its influence. And then when it comes to the example that Richard has put out there as far as his tweets in the past, has been, you need to read the history of De Beers. You need to read the history of why diamonds were really cheap, semi-precious stones before the 1920s. You know, so look at the history of it. It's really it's a supply control, and it's about bringing up the price per unit. A diamond is a finished thing. It was formed inside of a volcano millions of years ago. So it's pretty much a finished product. It just needs some polishing and some faces put on it. It's a finished product. And De Beers controls the supply, and it controls the marketing. And that influence of Marilyn Monroe, or, you know, the attachment to an engagement ring, or 3 months of your salary equaling the love that you have for your partner, all that stuff is just basically informing the public or marketing or propagandizing or whatever, a consensus that believes that diamonds are valuable. It's the same thing as happens with Hex. It's exactly what Hex is doing. So the OA has been helpful to bootstrap a community and bootstrap understanding by that community of what we actually have. And so when you see Richard step back, you'll see him step back. He's talking to other people that aren't us. You'll still see the community grow and the knowledge base grow. So I'm on a trend more than I am about a pump.
Timmy B.
Timmy B, I love the haircut, man.
Yo.
How do I sound? How's my connection? I'm in a hotel. Not sure quality of my.
Sound good.
Is that one of those hotels you rent by the hour? Is your hour?
We can hear her. We can hear her.
I don't think you can tell.
Execute. I have a question. How long has your friend been in Hex for? Was he here during Big Payday?
I got him in about, I want to say, a month before Big Payday. He just did a couple like small stakes, and then he bought in for quite a bit before. He probably made the candle before Big Payday, and then he staked it for like the 1 or 2 days, and he got completely wrecked out of that, so he was pretty pissed. And then I literally told him, I was like, and he made the mistake of staking on Big Payday, and I was like, dude, you're not going to get shit all. You got to go like way long, at least like a week or something after it, not just like that same day. So he didn't even get like a 2x just in Hex terms out of it, but he was pretty salty about that after he exited the market. But I ended up getting him back in because like the run up was just retarded, and I was like, listen, like we're doing the fork. The fork's gonna happen, which is like a pumpamental. There's just too many pumpamentals that are in Hex right now. Like there's so much. There's just the APY, the 40% APY is pretty crazy, and then the fork, and just even like what pumpamental did we just have? Oh, pulse and all that, right? So like there's
Sacrifice
just too many,
phase.
yeah.
Yep.
There's just too many things coming up. I was like, if you just want to make like small gains or mad gains, like it's up to you. The guy's got capital, so I was like, it's up to you to just stay in or out, right? So I just want him to like at least keep his initial like capital and just put it on like a 5 to 10 year, just to be like, man, you're already up. Like if you make if you put in 50K and you make 50K, like let half of it ride and then take out your initial investment, right? Like I don't know.
Yeah, play with the house money.
Yeah, but he's doing like he wants to keep a good majority, but he wants to do like 90 to like 100-day stakes, and I'm just trying to like get him to push it to do like at least like a 2x or a 3x in the T shares, because like
he would be better off just taking 10% and making long stakes with it over time.
Facts.
And then
Yeah.
hold the rest of it. And if he's scared, if he's that scared, take 10% of it, put away. Wait till you see the gains on what 10% of that would do.
Yeah, I was trying to get him the actual percent that OA has of the supply, because I was doing that whole like diamond spiel to him, and he gets it, but he obviously doesn't get it because like he doesn't understand that like if everybody just holds it and never sells it, the price could be whatever we want it to be, really.
Well, and it's not even just everybody holding it and not selling it. It's obvious people are selling it. It's how it's built. The inflation of Hex is paid to the stakers. So it's like nothing ever created. The inflation of Hex goes into the staker class. So there are inflation being dropped into 15-year stakes. Hex that will never see the light of day for 15 years. That is inflation of the coin. That's the inflation. That's not people staking it, liquid that went to, or circulating supply that went to stakes. This is freaking inflation of the coin. So literally inflation is being trapped within the staker class. So what is that going to do to the value of Hex when we know that the OA is somewhere in the high 90% of holdings when it comes to, the liquid Hex that's out there, the circulating supply. So it's getting rarer and rarer and rarer. And what's going to happen is, and I keep telling everybody this, there is going to be a freaking line to get Hex. There will be a line, people waiting for Hex to come out. You think that it gets bought up fast now? Wait until you see what happens at year 5 and year 6, when all the Hex is freaking damn near gone, and you have to wait for somebody to unstake in order to get it. And those people that unstake are not going to want to get rid of their shares, their T shares. Nope. They're going to do everything they can.
Their B shares by that point. Maybe their M shares by that point.
Yeah, but as soon as we hit that 5 to 6 year, there's going to be a lot of people that kick themselves in the ass for not staking long, for not putting it out there long, because it's already sick, the gains that we're seeing in just a little over a year and a half.
Yeah.
It's sick. And what's going to happen over the next 3-4 years? It's going to blow people's minds. It's going to blow minds.
So I had a buddy get in last Friday. If you're watching, my friend, this is, who I'm talking about. I'm talking about you, my friend. So he texts me.
I'm talking about you.
Yeah, the new guy. Hey, new guy. Listen here. I'm talking to you. So he texts me today. I got a kick out of this. So put some new economic energy into the system. I won't say exactly how much. But he goes, dude, if I'm reading my Hex page right, I've already made almost several thousand grand. Initial investment, whatever, now showing this in USD column. Am I reading this right? He said in 5 stakes, he's got rates ranging from 18 to 35%. He goes, that's insane. And he goes, I really don't understand if I'm getting anything on the pull side. And I said, yep, you're reading it correct. You got in just in time. You bought in at 17. It's run up to 22 cents. And you will get a copy of all your Hex stakes and your liquid Hex on Pulse. And so he's just like, I love you, man. Not in a butt plugged way, he says. So I said, don't worry, all FOMO, no homo. So, but it's amazing just how fast. And I've gotten people in and it dipped right afterwards, but you don't have to wait long before it goes back up again. And hey, what's up, Serena? And if you get them to go past the average, they are just blown away that they're getting over 35% APY. But you're not going to get that unless you go close to the 10-year mark. We forgot to bring Kool-Aid up. How did we forget the Kool-Aid?
Hey,
Kool-Aid man.
I wanted to compliment again.
Kinetics, you need to say no homo, just FOMO.
That's the way.
No. Well, I thought it was all FOMO, no homo. But hey, I can be wrong.
Hey, they both work, man.
Mountain to rest, baby. That's all that matters. How are they?
Hey, I wanted to say something really fast about. I think I might have commented in the past. Was first person was Hexo as far as a streamer that I paid attention to. Of course, the Discourse Syndicate stuff. I wouldn't say number 3, but at the same time was Serena. Serena really convinced me with her early content to really get more involved, and not just like socially, but like invest money. So I owe her quite a bit. So.
Serena taught me how to free claim my Bitcoin using a ledger. Thank you, Serena,
Hell
for your tutorial. By the way,
best.
Butterfly effect. She's well respected and appreciated.
Thanks, guys.
All right, there is a ton of people trying to get in tonight, so let's go through the list here and get everybody to say something here that's sitting. Marcavelli, you going to say something, man?
Thank you for the questions. Thank you, sir, for the questions. I'm glad you came on.
I'm gonna take off though, guys.
Okay.
Thanks.
Hey, anytime, man.
Before you go.
Appreciate you coming in, bud.
What's going to happen with your buddy is keep him in Hex, get him in Hex, but he's going to miss out on T-shares, man. If he just does these piddly little 90-day stakes and 30 and 60-day stakes, he is going to miss the long game in this. He's going to miss the deep game in this, the T-shares.
Yep. He probably doesn't have Staker app. Have him download Staker app and have him put your address, as Gary said, have him put your address in the monitor box. No. You don't have to give him access to it. You don't have to give him access to your wallet. You can monitor your wallet.
You can just monitor it.
Yeah.
And then he can watch the gains you're getting and realize that he was not thinking this all the way through and he decided to sell too early.
You can actually find a wallet. It doesn't have to be yours. If you don't want to put in $100,000, if he says he's throwing in $100,000 and he wants to pull it back out, whatever his number is, you can search through the list and you can find some wallet that has that amount in it and just load that into Staker app. I personally have done where I put my friend. I tried to convince him. He said he missed Hex before it was half a penny. He's like, oh, I missed it because it's already gone so far. Now it's worth half a penny. I've already missed the boat. And I said, no, man, you should put money in it. And he hemmed and hawed. And I've known this guy 15 years. And I couldn't convince him. So I said, well, I'm going to do another $5,000. What you would have put in, I'll put in. And I put it into a different address, unconnected or whatever. And then I loaded Staker app on his phone and put in that address. So he had to watch that address. And then he watched it go to, $150,000. And he's like, all right, I'm in. So some people just need to be smart.
I mean, you need to bait the fish sometimes, Gary, to actually have people fish. I mean, that's, my focus is.
What the fuck does that mean? I don't get it. That one's lost on me.
Sometimes you have to give people a little bite that they can watch before they get passionate enough to do it themselves.
Okay, I can get with that.
Yeah, for me, like I focus on like single parents and like people that need a hand, not a hand.
Single moms, especially. I know you, Kool-Aid. I know you.
I raised 2 kids I raised 2 kids in 8 years. They weren't mine, but I got a very special heart of latitude that you have to use. Right, as long as you can teach people, they want to learn. They just don't know what they don't know.
Well, here's another comment is a lot of people don't appreciate even when you gift something to them. Like I do know people that fall into that and they feel really like they want to help someone out. And if you just understood, then if I gift it to you, then it'd be fine. I don't really like Max Kaiser anymore, but he did give 10,000 Bitcoin to who's the guy that's always wearing the tinfoil hat guy that's always ranting all the time.
No, Alex Jones.
Alex Jones.
Are you kidding me?
To
Max
Alex Jones.
Kaiser gave 10,000 Bitcoin to the Looney Tune band.
Yeah, he gave it to him, and he said you should hold on to it. And because it was not much value at the time, maybe it was a couple $100 or maybe $1,000 or whatever it wasn't worth a lot at the time. People would just respect it, you know. And so it's the same sort of thing. I have seen people to be like, "Hey, I'm going to give you some hex. I'm going to load some hex. I'm going to put some hex." And later, maybe that person appreciates it, but often they lost the keys to it. They didn't really care about it at the time. They just felt like they were doing you a favor by accepting this Looney Tune crypto thing that you're trying to get them to get into, right?
Yeah.
So what I would say is find an address, make your own stake because you are the one that's making a commitment, right? And say, I'm going to load this into your phone. You can look at it every so often. I'll bug you about it in 6 months, and you'll be annoyed. So that's how you build a community too.
It's actually, professionally, I'm the most endearing, annoying person in the world. Give me what I want, I'll go away. And it's worked out swimmingly for me for 10 years of insanely professional what the fuckery. But like it's semi true, right? You have to like trigger people's interests to actually make them do something, which is the most oddest thing.
Yeah, I've just been trying to get him out of like Ave and Maker because like I already got rug pulled on Maker, so I was like, man, it's only a matter of time before somebody finds a bug in it, and then you're gonna be fucked.
That's it.
At least diversify in like a different type of DeFi eco space.
I mean, at least they're in DeFi and central exchanges, but it's a little of the worst, more of the best, right? And
yeah. Do you guys know anything about if you can pull from Osiris? Like pull their code from Maker? Does anybody know anything about that?
No, not around here. We don't.
It's possible.
Nor do we give a fuck.
People's code.
Nor do we give a fuck.
If you're proposing running Maker on Pulse, then let's talk when you get done. So.
Well, I was thinking about taking like if you could take Osiris's front end and just throw like Hex in front of it. That way, like when you make a stake, let's say 15-year, you can like print your interest in like dollar value right away as like a loan, and then when you go to end stake, you could pay back the loan plus your interest rate, and the dollar figure will obviously be different.
Well, that's the encapsulated T-shares trading later on down the road. And then if you
I see where he's going with this.
No, it's gonna mint a brand new like dollar coin.
Yeah, it would mint a stable. It would mint a stable coin equal to your stake value at that time. Is that what you're saying?
No, I wouldn't do staked value. I'd just do interest. Because staked
Just
value
the
is so
interest
retarded in the future.
Constantly.
That way you can't get liquidated, right? You're only going to print like your interest.
No, well, that's it.
Hey, stop giving people ideas. Let's talk when you get a chance. Execute. Stop giving people ideas. So.
Yeah, but if you're going to use LMV for anything, always do a loan with stable because there's no way you can get liquidated. He is right on that.
Yep.
We usually don't let people in here with ties, but Maddie, this is your first time, so tell us why that's the case. I hope you're just getting off of work or something.
This is just my pajamas, man. This is the worst I will look right here.
Is that a priest?
I'm kidding. I always miss you guys because I work late every Friday, so I listen and I watch you guys, but I'm never able to get on the weekends because I'm working so late, but I'm off today, and I thought I'd catch up with you guys. You got a packed house, man. It's standing room only in here. I love it.
It's like people are walking. Like we got my dingers going off, showing me that people are trying to get in. So I don't
want to soak up a space. So I'm gonna leave. Take care, guys.
Hey, thanks for the questions, Execute. It's good having you, bro.
Let's talk.
Thanks, bro. Good to meet you. Come back.
Oh God,
Captain, I think Sammy's waiting in the green room.
Sammy's trying to get in.
Yeah, and
I don't see her.
She's not waiting, but she might have
gonna join.
Tell her to hurry up and get back in quick.
She's a mutinous, scurvy dog. I saw what you did earlier, Sammy. I see what you did to my ship. I still can't get the smell out of the damn ship.
Patchouli?
Sammy.
Is that what it is?
Oh, baby.
Babies.
Did anybody
so cute.
of all of our trade?
Yeah, she's cute. She looks like her mama.
Aww, Ken Nipples. You did something good.
So
did on stream looking at you?
Somebody do the math. Did somebody do the math on that sell today? I know we got some people in there that can do it. Wells is in there.
Is that posted in Hex Trading already? I'm sure someone.
Oh, you know what? Let me take a look at Hex Trading.
No, you can't have it.
I try not to go in there too often.
What's that, Captain? At 23?
Yeah,
what's
23 that? I walked to the hot tub right when that was happening. I'm like, 23 to 24.
Hey, now here's what a Hexican's supposed to look like. What's happening, Cosmic Cowboy? That's my idea of a Hexican pirate right there.
Yeah.
There we go.
So, Cosmic is my
You're
first
not allowed to
onboard.
out-pirate the captain.
And so Cosmic is my first onboard. We built the virtual temple in Burning Man together last year, and he followed me through Big Payday with a whole bunch of other people, and he's been biting at the nip to fucking come on and talk to you guys. So,
welcome.
Without further ado, this is Cosmic Cowboy, who has been waiting for like literally 6 months. I'm like, give it some time, man. Shit could be great. But yeah, here's my boy.
Nice.
Welcome.
Good intro.
Well, I'm sorry you have your
Wait a second.
I'm sorry you have your expectations set so low that you wanted to.
I know they're friends of me.
Oh my gosh.
There you go. You're good, Cosmic.
Can we hear him?
Yeah.
I'm hearing everything like 3 times. Hold on.
It's
Oh,
because
he's
you
got a
have
tab
the
open.
You got to turn your YouTube off.
right.
Yeah,
So
mute,
you have,
mute your YouTube.
yeah.
Oh,
like,
that's the problem. Oh, okay.
it's seasoned vet shit. You'll get it. It's fine.
Okay, sorry about that. I heard everything like 17 times. Hey, everybody! All-time highs!
Man, you ripped that
so
faux hawk
excited.
off quick, man. Because like he just got out of the car like 10 minutes ago.
I know, man. I'm also like one of the many who's like, I think I spoke to the captain a little ways back, and I said, I just want you guys to know there's a lot of us out here that have been here for a long time in the ride, enjoying it, loving it, appreciating you guys so much, appreciating the community. I feel like more than anything else, so much of this is about community and amazing people coming together. Like I know it might sound woo-woo to a lot of people, but I feel like everything in this world is energy, and that like Hex itself is just a beam of energy, and a very select few people receive that energy, and we're like, oh yeah,
True.
And not everything in the world has all this opposition. Not everything has a lot of people like insulting and coming down. And like I was just saying to the captain, man, all you're doing is like, doing the right thing, following your heart, taking what you've learned in your wisdom, and you're getting attacked, and suddenly so many of you found yourself at war, Richard more than anybody, and it's just amazing, man. It's like, at the end of this ride, like here we are, man. The ship is sailing, and all there is beautiful skies in front of us and new islands and paradises for us to not only discover, but create together. So it's nice to be here.
I like those words, man. Nice. Yes. Me too.
And always remember, opposition is training day,
child.
right?
Clap,
Yeah.
child.
That's right. We take training day on the lip here. So yeah.
Yeah,
well done, Cosmic.
Kool-Aid and I are both burner brothers. We go to Burning Man, and we're getting ready. Officially, the burn is happening virtually this year, but there are going to be people going out to the desert. But we were actually connected on a personal and creative project about that, and yet every time we spoke, we were kind of like, oh, you're into crypto? Yeah, I'm into crypto, and whatever. And then I think at one point I was like, oh man, I got my ass handed to me in 2017 and 18 bad, and he's like, oh, we got to talk. And anyway, I just also have so much credit for Kool-Aid because, he was the one who just was like, at one point, he was like, hey, I got to tell you about this thing called Hex. And I'm one of these people that for me, it was all about that recommendation coming from somebody that I respect on a human level was deep. And then he said, don't do it, really, you got to do your due diligence, watch the streams. And then I connected to Richard. And, I just was like, I feel like so many people do not understand Richard. They just don't,
Yeah.
He's brash and he's got all this. It's like people that can't see beyond the surface, and they get insulted and they get thrown off. And a lot of people don't appreciate it when people speak truth. And he just speaks truth. Now, he's not politically correct, and he doesn't, kiss up to anybody, or he says it like it is. And sometimes he can be offensive and hilarious, but he speaks truth, and he always has. And That's the thing that trips me out, is like, he's always saying like, wait, all I've ever tried to do is help people. I learned some things, I've been trying to help. And that's what he was trying to do in this community. How can we create something better? How can we create a better crypto? How can we create a better financial system and model that frees us up? And you know, so that's what brought me in. And then I met all of you guys. I mean, just today I was watching a stream with what's his name, Markable and
Joe. Yeah.
And you know, and they were just, you know, they were connecting. There was very, very little about Hex. I mean, we talk about Hex all the time and it's incredible. And now we've got Pulse. Like, we're going to be able to do this so much. There is so much to talk about. This is taking over the world. And they were just connecting on a total human level and sharing with how much they appreciated each other as graphic designers and artists. And again, it was the same thing. It was like they felt privileged to be in this community. And that's gonna, and I feel like with what we've been going through the last year, where we can't all go out and we can't hang and we can't see our friends, you know, community and being able to connect like this is just, you know, awesome, really important. Although that being said, I can't wait till I can get to Vegas, because this time I'm coming. I'm coming for both expos, you know, conference. I just want to see you guys and meet in person.
Yes. You got to bring the pink hawk though, bro.
Oh, he will. Like, you do not. This guy delivers. He's one of the most premium people in the world. This guy delivers.
Yeah. That is cool, man. I love it.
There, Cosmic. It's one of the things that was unexpected for me when I got into Hex. I was, you know, day one, got into it, was known about Richard for months and months before that. And you're right, people don't understand him, because if you look back at his early videos, he doesn't really mention crypto. You know, he talks about helping people and really getting to the mindset of people. And that stuff was so selfless to me. When I looked at the stuff, I was introduced to that stuff, didn't know who he was. Ran across a few of his videos and were like, man, this guy, I feel like he cared about people on a deep level just to put that kind of content out. And he's such a smart guy, even away from crypto, that he knows so many things. I've told so many of my friends that it's not just crypto this guy knows about. It's finance, it's banks, it's how the monetary system works, it's crypto. He's just a super smart, gifted guy. He's like the Rain Man of crypto. And as far as the community is concerned, that was such an unexpected treat for me, because I loved Hex and kind of what it could do for us financially. But my God, I've been in crypto for like 10 years, and I've looked at other communities, you know, Bitcoin and of course Ethereum and a lot of other cryptocurrencies, and they just do not have the same kind of community that we do. This is something different. And I think it pisses people off when they first see it and they see kind of how sarcastic Richard is, and the community is so tight, and they wonder, you know, this is a cult and this is this, and these guys are just a bunch of moon boys. And they fail to understand that this is something that's genuine. And I don't think it's ever been in crypto ever before that genuinely people care about each other and go out of their way to create these sites and all these apps and get together on these live streams and just spend hours and hours with each other. And it really, really means something. It's so substantial to something more than crypto, because a lot of us are really close friends, and it means a lot to me, honestly.
And the other thing they don't realize is that we will shred your ass with crypto knowledge too. So you cannot come in here and try and throw your bullshit shade or try and pull the wool over the eyes of a Hexican. We will destroy your knowledge. Nobody is as educated as a community as we are. Nobody.
Not in this ass. Cuts a cloth across the board.
The best of the best got nothing on us. And
it's true, because it's all based on like logic and fact, as opposed to so much emotion that people get pissed off for no reason.
Exactly.
So.
Well, exactly. You know, if you look at a lot of, I mean, something that a lot of people seem to overlook or not think about is, you know, Richard was massively successful before Hex. And the reason I say that is, I mean, well, there's a few things. You talked about intelligence. Mensa, a lot of people don't know, like Mensa is a legitimate thing. Like Mensa is when you have a certain level of intelligence and they're trying to figure out how to measure it, certain people have that IQ. That's what Mensa is. It's you have to have a very high level IQ. So there's not a lot of people in the world that can say like they're legitimately smarter than other people. Not that you want to pull that card. Richard is one. So when he says like you're just not making sense, he's usually right. But when it comes to like this project, you know, when you're already successful, especially financially, for a lot of people that are financially free, your desire, your incentive, your drive in life changes dramatically. You know, some people want to just play and have fun, and more power to them. Some people want to be more contributors and give. I think we're going to have a tremendous amount of new Hexicans in the coming future. It's already happening. People that are able to be of service and just do great things in the world because they're going to be financially free. Many of us here. And so the fact that he was coming from that place, like if you really look at what he was trying to do, he's trying to create the best cryptocurrency. He's trying to, you know, look at Bitcoin and see what could we do better. That's where this comes from. How can I free more people with this existing crypto system? And that's what he said all along. So yeah, again, it kind of confuses me. I'm like, why everybody just, you know, jumps on, thinks the worst and thinks everything else. You know, that's what he said he wanted to do, and that's what he's done.
Absolutely.
Nice. All right, bro. What's the story on the longboard up on the wall?
Oh, I guess I'm giving out where I am. I'm already on an island in the middle of the ocean. And that actually, my wife is a graphic designer, and so she's an artist, and she does a lot of surfboards. That's one of the longboards she designed.
I heard you can shred too, Richard. Captain. I almost called you Richard. My God.
So
I hold my own. I hold my own. That's for sure.
So Cosmic, I don't want to dox or anything, but he's the premier real estate person in an island in the West. So Cosmic knows a lot of fucking people, and so he's a good person to know. But yeah, he can shred.
Yeah, you know, I mean, to tell you the truth, like, I just think in a lot of places there's a lot of static. There's a lot going on. One thing that you get when you're on an island in the middle of the ocean is like you've got thousands of miles of water to just sort of like eliminate everything else. So if you're into manifesting your own reality or creating your own, you know, thing, an island is a great place to do it. And you know, it actually works with. Look at pirates. We're pirates sailing the seas. You know, so. One of these days, maybe we'll get a Hex, you know, retreat, or we'll do something fun out here.
I'll be out there.
Count on that.
That's for sure. Count on it.
Yeah.
You know?
And anybody who wants to, diversify their portfolio with a beautiful, you know, island retreat, let me know and I can hook you up.
We will talk. We will talk. We will talk. Definitely.
I like the real estate play.
I've actually been waiting to get in touch with you I know we talked before on Telegram, right?
Yeah.
When I do get out to the island, we'll talk.
Awesome. I know you're really busy, Captain. You also said you got some exciting things going on at the house, right? Like renovation, or you said you got a new garage floor.
Mama's happy finally.
My whole life's upside down, man. The whole house is turned upside down right now. It's like one thing after another. Before I knew it, it was now.
How well does that epoxy work?
It's badass. That shit is badass. That's all I can say. That stuff is tough. I've got I've drugged stuff across it already. Not even a scuff mark. I mean, that shit is really, really, really tough shit. It looks beautiful too. You
got the hex colors on it going across the garage.
No, so I'm a Hexican, but I'm not a homer. I have no hex tattoos, and I don't have wraps, and I don't have license plates depicting who I am. It's bad enough. It's bad enough I got. Oh, by the way, it's bad enough that the captain has officially a toy. I am a toy.
That is so
cool. What's that on the bottom there? It's guns.
Look at that bad boy.
I'm gonna buy my second fucking NFT.
Blunderbusses. That's dope.
God damn it! I want
Those
the
are
toys.
Double blunderbusses. You can't see it. But you go real close. I've got the bandana. There's two versions of it. So yeah, I think they launched it on what do you call it on
OpenSea or
was that in the bottom, the gas station pills?
Yeah, that's what I was
It's blunderbuss. It's dual blunderbusses and
I couldn't see. Sorry, Captain.
Is that the final?
pirate hat. and it's got the he's got the bandana on underneath, and it's very, very cool. So that's Cy with Hex Toys. Now, so he's doing like two versions of the toys. So you've got the regular one. So that was the regular Captain version, and then this one here is gonna be what's called the Chad version of the. Let's see if I can pull it up. So this is the Captain Chad version right here.
How many's available in each one of them?
What's that?
Supply. He will mint them after he has a certain number of them sold, I think.
Yeah. There's limits to how many there's going to be or whatever. So let's see.
There's Hexologist, there's RG3, there's Kyle, there's 2 Richard ones. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, Cy does it well. Like, it's a great idea to actually have a fabricated NFT, but you just need to get your build model set out for
He might go to the Kiev trip with me. Actually, he's a super cool guy. He's just on camera.
Yeah, no, I haven't really talked to him too much, but I love his business model. It's fucking
awesome.
Love it.
He is quite the man. You know, I've tried to get. He's very modest and he doesn't. He wants to support us as much as he can. So he doesn't want to jump on the stream with us. But I've asked him multiple times. But the stuff he's putting out is quality. He's really putting out some really cool stuff.
He's an amazing guy, and he's a very giving personality. Actually,
very giving. Just
had to save him from how much he was giving away. I was like, dude, stop that. Don't do that.
As Hexagons do, right? That's the one thing about this community, right? It's so much giving, love, knowledge, and excellence.
Yeah,
it's that you can't get anything better ever, and it just amazes me more and more over as we flip through this little tumble of life.
And he's very curious personality. Like he's self-taught on everything that he's done. Like all of his marketing stuff, all of his image graphic stuff. He doesn't farm this stuff out. Like he's just curious, constantly curious, and he's very interesting, creative.
Yep.
He's going to make those into actual figures, right? It's going to be a time.
Yeah. They're physical. Once there's a certain number sold, then he has them manufactured in that form.
Well, I messaged him about the whole Motley riding the shark thing, dude. Like, I'm not allowed to do work. I'm like special occurrences, but like Motley's retirement, I'm like, fuck it, I'll do your thumbnail and I'll make you an NFT worthy image. But I sent it to Cy, and I'm like, can we get that started on something? And I'd love. As time goes up, I can do some proper work for everyone to get that kind of stuff going. It's just, it's amazing. Cuts of cloth. I always say cuts of cloth in this community is dope.
I got to show this. So not to call Cy out, but he's done things like this. Yeah. So between Cy, Crypto Vince, and a couple others that have asked me not to mention their names, but I mean Ski Cat, we've just had so many Hexicans that have come to the aid of the community, or just donated to the community, donated to us, kept our show up and running, and kept things. You know, it's been a really giving community, and everybody's been, stellar. Just like our team here at the network, everybody gave of their time and of their efforts to create the streams that are out there. And some of them work extremely hard. Like the production value of Joker's stream, I mean, he works very hard to put each one of those together.
Oh my god,
his stream is just absolutely insane, and the value, the work that he puts into each stream. I mean, my hat's off to him and what he does. So you guys, the Hexicans are just throwing it out there for everybody. So that's just the way this community is.
Cy, he really kickstarted a lot of our community. Also, people don't know how many of the marketing efforts that he supported. Just getting to 5,000 people on Twitter. I mean, there's just a lot of different things that he really did behind the scenes that helped, like kickstart this community more. Almost as much as Richard. So I was really a player inside this thing.
So so if you want to get those things, you can go to Hex Toys. Is it Hex Toys? I got
Hex.toys.
Hex.toys. Yeah, Hex.toys.
I think they're on OpenSea as well.
Yeah. It's on Rarible. I know I got some. I bought some on Rarible.
Hey, Captain, just so you know, I wanted to also let you know I'm friends with the creator of Qualia.
Really?
The Noctropics
Oh, shit.
that you like. Yeah, so
Really?
if you want to get him, if you ever want him as a guest or you want to talk to him or just, I'm sure.
Oh,
really
dude, no, it's
Bree,
gotta
where the
happen.
fuck you at?
Bree, Bree, Bree. I just got inside. Bree's going, motherfucker.
Didn't I tell you my voice? I told you my voice good, Jeff. You know what? I don't deliver. You got to be in that OG Burning Man group.
Yeah, you. Bree's like,
Turn sideways, you got a hamburger marker. It's okay.
Cool, Cosmo. That is great. Yes, man. I definitely want to talk with this cat, man, because the stuff that he's putting out is so far. I love this shit. Now, if he could do something about the taste and the fact that I don't have to swallow 40 pills a day, I would be really, really happy. But so far, so good. I'm getting really good sleep. Like my sleep, I sleep 3 hours, 4 hours a night, and I've slept that way since I got out of the Marine Corps. It was just one of those things that happened to me. I don't sleep, and being able to spend a little more time in bed, like just the other night, my wife was out, and me and my son, my 5-year-old, we crashed out, and I went to bed at like 9 o'clock, and I never go to bed at 9 o'clock. I went to bed at 9 o'clock. She came in, and I went back to sleep, and I slept all through the night until, my regular 4 o'clock in the morning. And that was like, I haven't slept like that in a long time. So I'm like, am I just beat to shit and tired, or is this stuff like helping me out here? So whatever, I'm starting to get better sleep. So I'm digging this shit, man.
Oh yeah, I mean, when he first said he was developing this, like, brain juice or like, vitamins for your brain, a lot of people were like, huh? But it's definitely, they did a lot of research. They did, they worked on it for a really long time, and there are a lot of people that are just like you that have said, like, they're getting results. And so very cool. And you even said you remembered a dream. That's kind of a big deal too. If you're starting to become lucid in your dreams.
This is. Are you talking? Yeah, I probably should quit the donkey ass comments if he's going to come on. So, are you talking about Daniel Schmachtenberger?
Yeah,
that's who I'm working on establishing communication with. It's already in progress. Too late, Bree. I got his buddy right here. His buddy's sitting right here, like pink mohawk buddy. Like, we're friends now. He's gonna get his phone number. I'm gonna buy some property out there on the island, and it's done, Bree. So I'll hook you up later, Bree. All right, I'll hook you up later.
Bree, did you not know that the Kool-Aid has the wine? I'm sure you did not know. But I had friends in Kool-Aid places.
That's one thing you can always count on.
Daniel Schmachtenbacher, he's a mystic. He's in the same camp as I co-founded in 1998 at Burning Man, and it's a lot of like amazing thought leaders and healers and artists.
Shit's coming together, baby. Shit's coming together on DS.
Oh no, just wait. I won't let the Cosmics say but just wait to the retreat that he's been hinting at and where it is and which island. It's not the island you think of, and there's a whole bunch of what the fuck. Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
And we've got Hexagons, Kool-Aid B. We're not the only ones. Like, there's a bunch of the Mystic community are Hexagons, so it's a great synergy.
Yep. My children are important and well, and they do so well.
Daniel's got a great last name, by the way.
So, Kool-Aid, did you bring Cosmic on so he could sell some oceanfront property to the captain and you get a referral fee? Is that the
As you know, Ken Nipples,
there it is.
I'm actually right now reinstalling an operating system so I can get your goddamn DeLorean rendered for your wake up. Excellent, remarkable.
What? Look, you gotta quit encouraging him with that bullshit. Knock it off.
I don't know what Captain's talking about. I have no clue. I'm pretty sure he's pissed now. I'm pretty sure he's pissed now.
Right now, I'm laser
eyeing those admin
being like,
now we're all getting kicked.
Why do you hate me?
The quality is kicking in. kicking in.
The funny thing is, I called him up on it the next day. I'm like, dude, I had nothing to do with the editors putting the whole synthwave background to the channel, and he's like, yeah, sure you didn't.
Dude, I have like a
and it's still up.
Oh God, Cap.
Well, we got to replace that pirate with the new RG3 Captain Pirate action figure. So
oh, you were gone. You missed it. I already showed everybody you were gone. I wanted to do it while you weren't here because I know you're all butthurt about not having one, and you're not an action figure yet.
Don't tell everyone. Don't tell everyone. I don't want to be that petty, but it's true. I was a little jealous.
Hey, R.A. Tanner, character designer for Family Guy and Hexagon. Love watching you guy and learning about Hex Crypto while I work. Nice. We got stars coming in here now. Thanks, R.A.
Get Richard Hart. Design Richard Hart. Put him in Family Guy, man.
Hilarious.
Send me your info. Crypto Kool-Aid at Telegram. The industry people.
Hell yeah.
Cool rep. And all these people here, fantastic family. Best people you could ever have. But the industry stuff, like, let me know and I'll get it to the right people.
Yeah.
So Kinetics, you were gone. Did you miss? Let's see, where's
the
it at?
pirate toy.
Did you?
I have to buy 2 of them now.
No, dude, I trust me, I saw it. You just have to rub it in my face, don't you?
Did you see it? Did you see it spinning around and everything? And like there, whoa!
No, I didn't get the whole spinning.
Look at that! Watch it! Oh, there it is, the whole thing. Oh, he's an action figure! Oh, he's an action figure! How many people get to be an action figure?
Captain, you realize that when I get bored and my cuffs get off, I can make you physically just talk.
Sai, can I make a suggestion? If if you don't, I won't be too butthurt. But if you happen to make a Kinetics action figure, you can make it a Malibu Ken. I'm okay with the pink convertible.
Oh, the ascot. We'll put an ascot on you, and we'll put a.
I mean, I was going with the Kemp suit.
Bag of cocaine and a DeLorean in there for you.
I'm having fiber. Redo my avatar. My new avatar is going to be Kinetics Chad, and so I'm going to make a caricature of myself into a Chad. Just watch, it's coming. So it's coming.
You know he's saying that, Captain, but he's going to go for the John Johnson. Yeah. He's going to tell everyone that was because of Miami Vice.
The Don Johnson. I do like that, man. I'm not gonna lie. The Don Johnson.
You can
the pink jet sports coat.
You guys can retire. I think you can retire if you have an action figure made of yourself. That's like, you know.
That's a requirement for retirement.
If you guys want me to retire, tell Sai that I need an action figure. So
nah, keep him chained, keep him tethered. We need him.
I'll tell you,
it would have stick-on Nipples. I mean, why wouldn't it, right?
Yeah. Is that the bonus accessory that you get with it?
No, it is. It's the Boucher accessibilities when the Nipples goes and dances.
I don't have the authority to anymore. Children
now.
I've been removed from everything. I'm only here for to talk a little bit every once in a while. I have no say so in anything anymore.
Wow.
Yeah,
with added DS, well, it'll be an empty box where a DS shirt should go to. Is what it'll be. It'll be a little empty hole.
It'll be a promise voucher for T-shirts. Yeah.
Well, I know where the T-shirts are. It's in the captain's fucking garage. So I know.
Promise tees. That's what they're called. Promise tees.
Yeah. Get an NFT of the T-shirt.
Their T-shirts.
Oh, we can do that.
That's a great idea.
Kinetics comes with pasties. Thank you, Children of the Game, for $5.
It's the burlesque pasty edition of Nipples.
Yes, indeed. We have too much fun in here. NFT stands for no fucking tees.
Thanks, Mac. Thanks, Mac. Throw me under the bus there, man.
All the T-shirts have been staked. You get them on 555 day.
Fuck. Couldn't have a better grand of people, man. I tell you what. Why won't this fucking software crack? Shit. Why am I
Cosmic? I will take a flyer for your island. I think I need to retire. I don't get any respect in my own community, so best is time I just go to an island and retire.
All right.
It's the island of a square.
We got lots of people trying to pop in. Who's gonna roll? I don't want to kick people, but we got people coming in. I want to make sure.
I'll leave if someone wants to come in.
I'm gonna head out too.
Timmy B.
Later,
and the lovely Serena, thanks for sitting here and gracing us with your lovely presence. For those of you who don't know, guys, Serena, not only is she a pretty face sitting in here with us, but she is also like the OG of OG Hexican streamers. I think she was first, to be honest. I really think she was first.
Think she was.
And so she's actually the first. We're proud to have her here. She is a cutthroat. She is an OG Hexican. She's taught us all in the beginning how to, operate the wallets, how to stake hex, do all those things. Yeah. So thank you, Serena, for coming and gracing us with your presence.
Oh, you big.
Always a pleasure to have you.
Thanks. Thanks for having me, guys.
All right.
Okay. Anytime. We'll kick the captain for you anytime you want on.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye. See ya.
See ya.
All right, Timmy. We'll see you, bud.
All right. Have a good night.
Take care, buddy.
Yeah, her videos are still up.
Make sure to pay for the
people you have in queue. I can drop off as long as Cosmic's in and just watch.
Yeah, he's here.
No, I'm saying how many spots you need.
Just fucking with you. No, there's people dinging in now. Nobody's gonna ding in. Watch, it'll be like that's
the way this always works.
It always works out that way. It's like people are trying to bang in. I think Sammy might have been trying to come in too. So we'll see if Sammy does.
Hey, I got a question for Kinetics. I thought it was really cool that you talked to the was it Congresswoman? She was either
former Congresswoman.
Did that go like as you expected? Like, what was your take on it? I mean, she was really interesting and passionate and very open-minded and honest. I'm just curious, like, if it went down the way you were expecting, or what did you think?
Not at all. I had a whole list of questions we didn't even get to. We're going to do that on the follow-up. When she opened the window and she said, "I want to learn more about crypto and Hex specifically." I just took that as my invitation of, okay, let's go to town here. And then I kept it very freedom based, sovereign money, controlling your keys, having control of not only your sovereignty as far as money's concerned, but also being able to transact as a right, as a freedom of speech. I'm very, very right wing, almost radical, and she's very, very left wing, almost radical. And it was so cool that we could meet right in the middle, where things actually mattered. So she sees things a lot of the same way that we do, that there's forces that be, evil forces in this world that want to control you and want to have say over all the actions in your life. And she wants freedom from that. And I think most of us in this community do too. And I think there was common ground where I never would have imagined there was. So it was awesome. It was great.
Very cool.
Cadence, was she a pro crypto while she was a senator, or is this something?
Yes. Okay. She's pro crypto because Congresswoman. So she was former Congresswoman of Georgia. So yes, she was, but she didn't know much about it. So back when she was looking into it was about the same time that I was looking into it. In fact, I had a buddy of mine in 2010. He was a computer science major and we went to school, college together. And he's like, dude, you got to just go buy a couple $100 of this Bitcoin. Dude, if you guys remember 2010, 2011, it took me like 6 weeks to figure out how to create a wallet, and it was shite. It was straight. It's no surprise that some of the early Bitcoiners lost all their keys. It was, you didn't even know what you were doing, if it was right, and there was no user interface. Wallets weren't what they are now. I didn't get into it because I thought, nah, this is too hard. And she kind of had a similar situation. So we're right at that point where the UIs, the user experience, is so good now that, or it's getting better anyway, that she's finally like, oh, I can use MetaMask. So we were actually talking quite a bit about it. So I'm actually going to walk her through some stakes and some things of that nature. I don't know if we'll be able to do it on screen. But yeah, she saw the same way that I did, that either this technology is going to free us or it's going to enslave us. So,
yeah. But I don't think enough is said about, how you just explained that stream. I thought that was a very pivotal moment in, what's going on out there today. I see so much diversity in people's opinions and views, and so much polarity that was a real pivotal moment, the conversation that you had, because you just explained it. You guys are on both opposite sides of the spectrum, but your conversation was completely and fully about the similarities you guys have versus the differences. And that's what Discourse is really all about, is look, we all need to look at our similarities, and then we can learn about each other's differences and either agree to disagree or learn about them and say, hey, well, maybe there is some gray area here that I can bend a little, or the other person sees some gray area where they can bend a little. And then we'll all just meet in the middle more often than not, which there's a lot of not going on right now. And that conversation to me was very pivotal, and you don't get enough credit, Kinetics, for having that conversation the way you did, because it was 100%
thanks, man.
All you guys talking about where you guys meet 80% of the time, and that was really, really cool to see.
Yes, sir, Cap.
I think if you want to be really
for sure.
great, you want to be even more kind, you should give Kinetics one of your action figures. I think you.
I ain't giving that guy shit. I ain't giving him a goddamn thing.
I'm gonna burn one live on stream. I'm gonna burn it live on stream.
But that makes the value.
Talk about Burning Man. We're gonna have our own Burning Man on Discourse Syndicate.
Makes less supply.
Burning token right up here. So
he's gonna stick a firecracker up its ass and light it off there right on stream.
That's right. I'll even freaking pop some psilocybin while I'm doing it. That's fine. We'll make it happen.
Now you're talking.
He said pop some psilocybin.
I'm gonna pop some caps. Literally in my mouth after making a tea out of it, and I'm gonna balls out all night, and I'm gonna burn some action figures down. And I'm taking Hex Max suggestion, and I'm gonna buy the entire fucking supply. I'm gonna burn them all on camera.
And then say the last one and be like, "You get saved. You were chosen. Be well. Be a good little action figure." Speaking of, gents, I have to reboot because I have software random things that I have to do for the old Markable. So,
and you still got a half a box left, I'm sure.
Only one.
Listen here.
You gotta help me.
You only live an hour and a half south. I can be there literally an hour and a half. I'm close.
I got new security at the house now, so
but you don't need to. Like once you realize Kool-Aid's there, it'd be like security. All right, guys, be good. I got
later, Kool-Aid.
Good to see you, Kool-Aid.
Yeah, I'll be watching it. If it needs some debauchery, I'll come back in. But all the love, fam. I've missed y'all, and you are the best people in the world. So be good.
Aloha.
Ditto, bro.
Later, Kool-Aid.
Thanks,
Later,
buddy.
buddy.
We'll see ya.
I love when he gets
that
way.
I just want to throw this out there for Bree. I'm a raver from the late 90s, so I'm all about the psilocybin. But you know what's even better? And my Native American friend right here probably knows all about it. But you boil down some of that peyote into some fine, pure mescaline. That's the right there, buddy.
That's blasphemy. That is blasphemy.
That turns it into straight like reality. Walls aren't breathing and things look like a video game. No, you see things that are not there. So.
Oh, bro, we're gonna get you some DMT. You want some? You want to go?
You guys knock this. Discourse neither condones nor endorses any uses of these substances, and these gentlemen, their opinions are strictly their own. Please do not do these things at home, kids.
Off the rails.
Oh my gosh. It's still up. It's still up.
Nah,
So
we're still in the framework.
What's the hex price? We hit 22 cents again.
We are at what are we at? 21.6 guys. So a little less than half of the big sell today got eaten up, which was nice. It was a nice.
It's been
nice
resilient today, man. The last 24 hours have been special. I've had numerous people reach out to me. It's funny they wouldn't buy at a penny, but they're so eager to buy now when it's 25 cents or getting towards that that round number. It's funny people look at it now, and I talked about that months and months ago to friends, begging them just look at it, just at least look at Hex right now when it's a penny, 5 cents. That was creeping up and creeping up. They just looked at all the negativity and the scam talk, and now they're reaching out to me about Hex now when it hits all-time highs. It's funny how it works that way in crypto.
I bought today, so we're all still buyers. I mean, even though we've been in for a long time, still buying.
That's right.
Yep.
Yep. I think
I plan on stacking.
I think we need to come up with something new for that candelabra Richard had, because there was a big deal with the burning of the candles, the green candles, and now we need to have something else. Like, what happens when we hit 50 cents? What happens when we hit $1? I mean, these should be something. I don't know. Now his streams are kind of there's a lot of watches and Louis Vuitton, so I've got to figure out what we symbolically can be done when we hit these milestones.
We need a good burn, bro. You're a burner.
Yeah. We should definitely
a giant symbolic man and then burn it.
we can have some kind of a hex symbol or something and have a big bonfire.
A giant man holding a gatekeeper.
I say we have a pirate ship out there is what we should.
Oh, yes.
Why would you burn a perfectly good pirate ship?
No, we don't burn the ship.
We can just be in the ship.
We get the ships for we can stay in the ship, and we can be a bunch of Burning Man pirates, and then we could burn an effigy of one of our favorite personalities out there.
There actually, believe it or not, there is an incredible, basically full-scale pirate ship that rides around the desert. I'll try and find a photo of it for you. But yeah, the creativity of the art cars, they're called mutant vehicles, is pretty amazing. I mean, people go to town because there's that element of you're so far out in the middle of the desert that everything becomes interesting at that point. I remember once I was just walking and it seemed like there was nothing but miles of emptiness, and then I saw this one pole way out, and I was just like, what is that? So I'm walking, I'm sweaty, it's all hot. I must have walked 3/4 of a mile, and it's literally it looks like an electric pole. It has a flyer on it, and it's a picture of Lionel Richie, and at the bottom it says, "Hello, is it me you're looking for?"
Is it me you're looking for? I love it.
You're like, oh, this is what I just walked 3/4 of a mile for? Somebody that's typical Burning Man art.
I love it.
Oh man!
You've gone to the fire festival at the Crucible over in Oakland. If you're part of the burning community, maybe you've gone to that.
I actually haven't, although I've heard of it. I have heard of it. Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's where the big scale sculptures and things like that, because it's a lot of warehouses over there. So a lot of the stuff for Burning Man is housed there until the following year or whatever. And they create a lot. They have an art school, and you learn how to weld or make swords or whatever you want to do. It's really cool.
That's awesome. Awesome. Yeah.
And they say we're not a cult.
Yeah. I did. So every year they have that fire festival basically to raise money so that they can put the money into some of the new art projects coming out each year for Burning Man. And I went one year, and it was all the
Greg
fire spout spraying. What is this
What you doing fishing in my waters?
Yeah.
Sorry.
And then they had Dance Revolution, which was competitive dancing, right? But you're wearing a fire suit, and every time that you make a mistake, big torrent of flame engulfs you. Pretty cool.
So, really quickly, a bunch of people just left, so those of you who were trying to get in could get in. So please come back and try and get back in, because people left for you, and we're waiting. So I'll put the link one more time. come back, because I didn't like people having to leave for others to come in and then nobody comes in.
Oh, dude, you're talking my language. I love old Greg.
Oh boy,
fishing in my waters.
It's just turned into a party, baby. It's just turned into a party.
What's this hook doing, mother liquor?
We got another Viking. We got another Viking here.
He's got the bling bling.
Another island dweller. Another island dweller.
An islander, yes, I am. Actually a pirate as well. I've just been doing some research, like going into back deep into my tweets and stuff. And back then I was basically still speaker of the press for the Pirate Party of Germany. And this was when I was first actually answering the first tweet to Richard. And this was 1,376 days ago, which is, I think, something like 3 years, 9 months, and 6 days. Not totally right, but just about. And he was asking about who in crypto space is really verifiably interested in medical research. I'm making a list. And I was answering that tweet on November 21st in 2017. And since then, I would call myself a Hexican. And that used to be in the, German European pirate parties. It's like, it was started in the mid 2000s or something, late 2000s, 2005, 6, 7, and so on. And one of the the guy who founded the European Pirate Party, and then the Pirate Party, the first one that existed, is Rick Falkvinje, and he was a Bitcoin maximalist from day one. He posted a thread that he put all his money into Bitcoin in 2011 or 12. It is still up, this post, and I've talked to him in 15. I was more bullish than he was, and I tried to talk him into why I am more bullish. And now this all has happened, and we're way, way, way beyond that now. So it's been a good day today, because I had dinner with some friends. Just I don't constantly swipe on the stake app, or so maybe twice a day I look at the price. It just got down to once or twice a day, and I was like, okay, this looks good. Hi everyone.
UFO, what's happening?
Welcome,
buddy?
sir. Welcome, sir.
You've been missing the pulse chat, Dewey. Where you been, man?
Well, I've been having my stuff and been into the mountains a bit, and then back and had some friends over visiting. And last night I got caught into 8 hours of voice stream and on Telegram, and I got a little late here on because I was into the voice stream as well, and then I recognized that my computer wasn't connected, and I had to restart everything, and then I couldn't get in. But I'm in now, so that's fine. And maybe I can contribute a little bit of positive energy. I hope that very much, but also just have some fun with you guys, because it's always awesome to see you all.
Cool. Very cool.
Good to see you too, bro.
Good to see you,
Hey, mate.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
I've got a question, a round robin question. Name something in your life that has shifted as a result of being involved in Hex outside of, your net worth.
I would start.
That was for anybody. That was for anybody. So no pressure.
Yeah, I know. I'm like round robin. We could round robin, left way, right way, whatever. We're not that political, I guess. So I'll just start with very interesting talks, conversations with very old friends and people who I more or less onboarded or not. And the onboarding stuff was going on, like it's like always a topic, and it was a topic here before. And I do have some people onboarded, and I do own their keys basically because they're gonna fucking lose them anyways. So yeah, that's my little Hexagon new thing that I've never experienced in my life before, because it also gives you a kind of a responsibility that you probably didn't even imagine to have, and like in the beginning, because you never thought that it could be that fast. And I'm like one by one speaking to them and trying to explain them that it's better to like move the stuff to their funds and like really take care of their stuff, and then I will maybe like really delete their keys from my wherever I have them. And so to just explain them that they can take over responsibility for their own money that they have and realize the game.
I'll take a swing at that question, Cosmic. It's funny because just for years and years, I felt like I was chasing crypto, looking at other things, had lots of people telling me, look at this project, look at this thing, look at this thing. And what's Hex done for me is you can't underestimate or put a value on the freedom that I've gotten, and so many people that are involved in Hex has got this too, about not worrying about other crypto. I just feel so much better, and I feel like I've got so much more time back from looking at other crypto and trying to look at Bitcoin and what else is coming out new, and other people that I trust and like in crypto are constantly telling me about this is coming out and this is coming out. Please just take a look at this. And I don't want to anymore. I don't even want to look at other crypto, because this to me is the one and only crypto that I even care about anymore. I've got Bitcoin and some Ethereum, but everything else, I feel like I've just consolidated right back into Hex. No matter how much Hex I have, I just feel like I want more, because to me, it really is about the T-share, and so few people understand that. And even now, people that know about Hex, they're constantly looking at other cryptos. Well, this can be better, and something else is coming. And what if Hex gets a rug pull? It's a scam. And that stuff is meaningless to me anymore. I've looked in this and been around long enough in Hex that I understand the people in Hex, especially Richard Hart. He has our backs. And I tell people all the time that this guy doesn't need to sell any of his Hex, even though he's got this massive supply, even if he is the OA, which is irrelevant to me. That it's so benevolent and has treated us so well for so long that it makes me thankful that the OA controls so much of the supply. And it's so foreign for people to hear that, but it's true. And to take away and not worry about other cryptos or what you're doing or even your job, the freedom that Hex has given me and people that are around me that got into it early and understand it. Even now, it really is early. It's not too late to get into Hex, because to me, $1 seems like a small number to me. So we're looking at 20 cent, 22 cent all-time high as we're talking tonight. Today's all-time high. That Hex has given me the freedom to not look at other crypto and worry about hours and hours and wasting so much time trying to find that financial freedom. We've got it here, and it's so nice to have that feeling that we do have what so many people have wanted for so long. It's life-changing for so many people, and it's so refreshing to not have to worry about what comes out next year, the year after that. All we have to do is just keep staking out as long as we possibly can. Hex is something really special. I don't think people have found that yet, but I think it's coming around. I think within the next year, just looking at this stream, how you mentioned Cy and the guy Daniel and the Congresswoman Connects was talking to, this snowball effect is real time, and it feels like it's real time. Like even the last few weeks, I feel like just yesterday we were at 10 cent. And I thought to myself and friends around me, I thought a penny was a big deal. And then 10 cent was this pie in the sky feeling to me. And now we're at 20 cent, 21 cent, and that feels like nothing. So a year from now, this is going to be an incredible community and such a huge influence on crypto as a whole.
Absolutely.
Hey, Sammy.
I agree.
Hey. Well said, Maddie.
Yeah.
Well said.
Yes, go. Yep. Hey, Sammy.
What's up, Sammy?
Yeah, Maddie. I don't know how anyone follows up to that. That was great. That was perfect.
That was excellent.
Thanks.
Thank you,
Summed up
Maddie.
perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, another thing is I'm also like I think there's so much in life. Like somebody was just talking about it. Like if you love what you do work-wise, then it's not work. But many people find themselves having to pay bills or doing something, and they're making the best of it, and that's kind of like a hustle. And there's so many hustles out there. We're all in a hustle. To me, what financial freedom is, most of the people I know, I come from the entertainment industry, film and television, and when you're in a good gig or you're doing something with a great team, you love it. So financial freedom isn't about stopping working. It's just about no longer having to work or do anything that you don't want to do. And one of the things that I think is so great about this is, especially even for staking, it's really interesting because, the Staker app didn't originally exist. So I think it's really significant. You got to acknowledge that because, and now it's coming up with Pulse. Like a lot of these things are platforms. Hex is a financial platform. It's an ecosystem. And it opens people's minds and creativity. I mean, now with the possibilities that are coming up and how it's going to, sort of hybrid into the world in all these different ways. And Pulse is going to do it so much. So like just, now we've got the Staker app, which was created, inspired by the Hex itself. And one of the things that the Staker app does is it gives a lot of Hexicans this thing that they've never had before, which is this feeling of wealth. This feeling of abundance. Like, what is abundance? Abundance is just a way that you feel in the world. Like, if you meditate, you can sometimes feel like a billionaire no matter what's in your bank account because you just feel really amazing. And when you look at the Staker app and you're like, oh my gosh, like, you're just like,
I am a billionaire.
That's my wealth.
So, let me piggyback on that and go ahead and add my 3 cents to this thing because I'm hearing everybody talking about freedom and the ability to do all these things. So coming from an old guy's perspective who's been reading these self-help books and inspirational books and, how to get rich and how to have a proper mindset and all those things, I spent, a lot of years of my life trying to be successful and never really hitting the mark. I can't say I'm unsuccessful. I've done really well for myself. I'm by no means a wealthy man or a guy that people would consider rich as far as money goes. But I do have a great family. I have a solid home, and I have all the things that people would a lot of people don't have. So, but what those books that I've read all of these years taught me was you got to have a dream. You got to be able to dream, right? And so when I first started in those books, when I was a younger man, I had these big fucking dreams, man. These things that I wanted to do, these things that I wanted to become. And then as time went on, even with all of the education that I got and the open-mindedness of what these really intelligent people were putting out there, was my dreams just kept shrinking as I got older and older, and the reality of where I was going to end up. I did well, like I said, and my path was good, and I kept falling forward or failing forward, I call it. And but I never really hit those big dreams that I had when I was a young man. So what Hex has changed in my life is it's opened up all of those big dreams again, because now my wildest dreams, even dreams that I didn't have before, are coming true. I mean, that's just the way it is. My dreams have changed. I'm looking at things even more different than when I was looking at it as a young man. As my world was shrinking as I was getting older, and my reality was shrinking as I was getting older, as my dreams were dwindling down, Hex has expanded that into something beyond my beliefs, beyond my dreams before. So that's where I'm at. That's how excited and freaking badass this is for me, because it's literally changed how I see my future now, the rest of my future, and it's expanded it more so than I could have ever imagined. So that's what Hex has done for my old ass. I'm excited and fired up about that. And yes, you're absolutely 100% correct with Staker app. When you look at Staker app on a regular basis, I don't have to log in and look at it. It's right there on my phone with me all day long. I look at it and go, holy fuck, is that really fucking happening right now? Really, really happening right now, and you get to watch the trades, you get to watch everything right there. And it's an amazing thing to have that in your pocket and to be able to see where you're going, and it keeps you dreaming all day long. just keeps you dreaming all day long. Like, things pop into my mind now. Like, things just happen here, and I go, I can make those reality. I can make that a reality. I can make that a reality right fucking now. I'm driving by someplace, and I wanted something in my life before. It's like, I'm going to go in there and make that happen right absolutely fucking now. That's the kind of things, that are happening. And wow, what a ride. What a ride. So for those of you who are shorting yourself on Hex, don't do that. Do not do that. Look at what Hex is all about. Look at the importance of those T-shares and create a future for yourself where you can expand your dreams. So anyway.
Especially
Thank you.
Especially when you also regard that new science coming up with like Aubrey de Grey and David Sinclair and others, and the guys you've been talking about before, doing great stuff on prolonging life. And this is also a totally new thought that when I was a kid, people with that were like 60, 65 or so were like really old, right? And now I'm, planning 3 figures. For life and and people are laughing at me, and I'm saying no. I guess we will see that, and and this 122 years, that is the record so far. That we'll see that go within our lifetimes, I guess. And this makes it so important to think about Hex and the 15 years differently, totally again, because even when we're our age, the captain and me or something, 50 plus, 15 years, maybe even nothing for us. And I didn't think that way 5 years ago.
Unless we can reverse aging, he's screwed. It's done. It's done for him. There's only hope for us.
He's probably listening somehow. There's the YouTube stream and stuff. So
look up Mahavatar Babaji if you want to be really inspired when it comes to aging.
Mahaba, what?
Can you spell that for me?
Okay.
Drop it in the chat.
With pictographs.
I'll do it in the chat. He's kind of an exception to the rule because he's an incredible, inspiring, phenomenal yogi. But he's definitely he's somebody that if the SENS organization could study, then we'd all be psyched. And actually, it does make me think of. Another thing is I feel like kind of groundbreaking is just what happened with Sacrifice and SENS. That's a organization and charity that a lot of people had never heard of, and that in a way gets kind of overlooked. But the way Richard presented it is really interesting. Wouldn't we all love to have a longer life, a healthier, longer life? And here there's a place that they're really looking into that for real, scientifically. And then through crypto and this cool project, he's raising over $25 million to do it. So to me, I think that's a model for the rest of the crypto community to take heed of. And it's like a win-win. It's not, the sacrifice is going to happen anyway. People are going to be giving, but he's just opening a door to say, hey, if you're compassionate and you're kind of into this thing, you can get both. So. Yeah, I thought that was really cool, and I would love to see you in 3 figures, UFO.
Yeah, you're well. It sounds nice, and I totally agree. Plus, I actually knew Aubrey, not personally, but seen his first TED Talks 10 years before I ever saw Richard on any stream, and that's why when he started talking about that stuff, I was like, wow, this guy also understood things. And then as someone else said last night or this morning in voice chat, that he saw everything that Richard ever, he could find on him. And nothing he ever said was not really right. I mean, he was wrong in micro things fourth figure of pi or something, and just but
okay.
This is
before this stream gets
awesome.
too deep. Before this stream gets too deep, I need to circle back. Cosmic, you were talking about coming from the entertainment industry. I don't know if you're aware, but the captain comes from the adult entertainment industry. So
come on.
Full circle.
I just wanted to circle back. Yeah, I just needed to circle back to that.
Hey, and to add also, and guys, to add to what you guys were talking about, the sense, to us that have been watching Richard for more than 4 years now, Richard's been talking about the sense since 2017 for us. And he's even volunteered more than 15 years ago. So it's been a while since he's been talking about this. This is not new. This is not a new project. This is just him and putting it out there to the crypto world. So it's cool, really cool of him.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's pretty shocking that's not a bigger deal. Like, not just the crypto community, but just the media in general. You know, someone like him and this community donating like $27 million to the Sins, and it was like a little blip on a radar. You know,
there was no press about it, and it was kind of a big deal. Yeah.
Why wasn't that like a front page thing? And it's a
It's huge.
It's too early.
Someone in crypto wants to save your life, and then he raised $28 million to do it. How is that not a big deal?
If someone in Bitcoin did that, or Vitalik did that, it would be front page.
Oh my God, man!
Coinmarket,
Absolutely.
I mean, all the crypto websites, it would just be front page. Cointelegraph, but because it's Hex, and people associate their feelings for Richard with their feelings for Hex. When even if I didn't like Richard, which I love the guy, I would still buy Hex because it's amazing. So I think people get caught up in the whole Richard thing and not liking his personality for whatever reason, and then just kind of push off everything that he's involved in, even something amazing like Sins. It's crazy.
Yeah, but what Richard did is he scared away the regular suspects from Hex, and by this build a community of like us owners and supporters that are really thankful, humble, friendly, relaxed people who will help others, who will, be into charity and want to live a good long life. And so this is part of the plan, right? Because he knows how to act and how to dress and how to do what, when, and what's appropriate. And if you've seen him in different interviews, he has also, he can put up different speech and is very good at talking and bringing his message through.
Yeah, for sure. He's amazing. Richard's amazing. He doesn't get enough credit for what he does.
I knew Sammy was going to chime in. I knew that was coming.
Depending on how
he gets enough credit from Sammy. That's for sure.
I just can't help myself. I just don't understand it. Like, talking about sends of $27 million, and then all these self-help books and his advice, and he's a really good guy. He's, I just don't understand why people take that. I hate him. If it's got anything to do with Richard Hart, I don't want to know. Well, they're shooting themselves in the foot because they're going to miss out big time. Because Richard's a goddamn legend, and
the scarier you are, the first you get hanged. Like the guy on the cross, right? I mean, he was a threat to people, and that's why he's got to be a legend. I mean, I don't want that for Richard or anything, but it is like this. I mean, history has shown that the more popular you like, the more threatening you get to people, the more people go against you.
Yep.
Well, it is interesting. He does give education and all these other things, and it's kind of just aligned with what you were saying about he doesn't want to be a martyr. I think that's the thing, is people expect him to be a pushover, even though he's a nice guy is often pushed over. But when he's speaking truth to power, he doesn't have to be crucified. He actually does push back and say, no, what you're saying is foolish, and this is why, and here's the example, and I've got references. All the time you hear this this maligning of his character with no evidence whatsoever. None. No one, there's no name, there's no company, there's no one says I was harmed. There's nothing like that. And so it just, it gets perpetuated as if it's truth when it's not. There's nothing to be found.
Yeah. And that being said, I honestly feel like it's all transitioning as we speak. I feel like it's going to be it will definitely always be a chapter in the book, but the book is shifting as we speak. People's perceptions, people's openness. I mean, Captain and Kinetics were talking, and when they said it, and they were kind of right. They were like, "War's over, guys. We won. Like, we celebrate now. We can now sail away and do our thing. We don't need to worry about anybody. We don't need to be upset or angry or malicious or vindictive. I mean, sometimes
put down your swords. Put down your swords.
There's blue skies and blue open waters ahead, and I think that again, we're just like Pulse hasn't even literally been born yet. I mean, for those of us that are in, it's we've sacrificed, but Pulse is going to shift the whole thing. It's going to be a whole different audience coming in and learning about Hex and biggest. How can you not pay attention to the biggest airdrop literally in crypto history? Like, that's just like game over right there.
Yes.
So,
Hey, can you say something quickly about Richard too, in regards to what you were just saying, that Richard has gained the people's trust. Like, I mean, who sacrifices, sends this address, billions of dollars of crypto, expecting no profit from the work of others, making a political statement? There's got to be an element of trust, which is not supposed to happen in crypto, and that's what Richard has won with the people. His dedicated followers and community know who he is and trust him enough to send him that massive amount of money,
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pulse Chain's
yes, and he's old enough to and experienced enough to think into the future, and with what he has done until now, I'm sure it has surprised him a bit. He was not sure that this was going to be happening, and now he's had to super fast grow up and get super much more focused on and into things, and because this is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and by this at the same time getting more important, and he gets a whole lot of he's responsible for so much stuff, and he's aware. That you can see in every time when he talks, and I think I see this in his eyes. I mean, he is a very responsible person.
I think we take for granted just how much time he dedicates to all of us and everybody, really. I mean, he's on these live streams sometimes 5, 6, 7 hours at a time, when the guy's maybe the busiest guy that I've ever known, especially at this time in his life, and he still gets on there and educates people. And it's funny, I told people all the time that I feel like over the last year and a half that I've got a master's class in education about money and the banking system and crypto in general. I've learned more literally watching Richard Hart's videos than I've learned in the last 10 years of crypto, and trying to, all this information with videos and, looking at articles and doing research about crypto. The guy has really, really underestimated how much impact he's had on people's lives. And it's so nice to go back and look at those videos and educate yourself and watch. I've watched some of the videos over and over and over again because I missed so many little things that he talked about that I didn't understand, and I go back and understand now. And the knowledge we have in our head just from him kind of educating us, not only with Hex, but crypto in general, and how to save money. And just one tiny thing is trading. For the last 4 or 5 years, I've tried to trade, and I've always sucked at trading. I don't know why, but it's just been difficult for me. But I kept trying to trade. I kept thinking, you win 10 things in a row, and you lose it all again. And just over the last 6 months, I've quit trading 100%. I've just stopped altogether. And it took me hearing Richard over and over and over again, and it hit home. And I just feel so much better not trading. And I think it's something so many people in crypto don't understand yet, to stop trading. And we got something right now that's so valuable with Hex that you don't need to. Just stake it. I'm so envious of people who are in their 20s right now, where 15 years is nothing. If you're going to be 35 or 40 in 15 years, man, you've got a golden goose.
Absolutely.
And the horrible thing is that people like crypto guys are getting banned on whatever tubes, and at the same time you get hammered with eToro, with whatever you get in the US, trade, and everyone's losing because you cannot win against the bots, and you cannot ever it's like getting onto a football field alone against the top team. you'll just lose. Point. That's it. Done.
Yep.
Eventually, you lose. It's true.
Yep. That's what the casinos, count on, is that you're going to eventually lose. You might have a hit every so often, the dopamine, but you'll eventually lose because the numbers are stacked against you. Same thing with trading platforms.
Yep.
Yeah, and
crypto is stacked against you. Crypto trading is stacked against you. All of them. I have a young man friend of mine that a family friend that he's a maximalist, and we tried to talk about crypto, and of course his whole thing is he hates Richard because Richard has to sell all the time. His narrative is sell, and but they miss. And somebody was just posted in the chat room about pirates and clowns and stuff. It's like, okay, so if you want to focus on all that stuff, guys, look, we're just trying to bring attention to everything that's going on here. And if you want to focus on that stuff versus focus on the knowledge that's being passed along here, then that's your own problem. That's your fault. You're looking at the trees through the forest or whatever the saying is. You're not looking at the value. You can't see, and the value of what it is that we're passing along here. Yes, this stream has a lot of, fun and garbage and shit talk and all that kind of stuff. But in the middle of it, there's nuggets. And in the middle of all of Richard's streams, there's nuggets. In the middle of all of our content that we all put out, there's nuggets. There's information here that will really help you to understand what your crypto is and has done to you. Your crypto has not been kind to you. Your crypto has destroyed most of you. Your crypto trading is bullshit. Crypto was never meant to be traded. It never was meant for that. The whole premise of what it was supposed to be was to bank the unbanked, to take money out of the hands of the powerful and put it in the hands of the people. It was meant to do all that, not to remove it from you, not to remove your hard-earned value from you, which is what crypto does today. It takes your value from you. All this trading and bullshit, everybody's got that goddamn Robinhood app on their phone. Everybody. Everybody. I mean, I was sitting down with somebody yesterday. Where the hell was I? And the guy is showing me a pittance of this trading shit that he's doing. And oh man, he was so into his Robinhood app and what he was making and how he was doing, and it was nothing. It was absolutely nothing compared to what we've done in Hex by teaching people not to do that trading bullshit, not to do that crap, to actually take some value and store it in something that crypto was supposed to really look like, and put down your damn Robinhood apps, guys. Put that shit away and get Staker app and put your value away for a time lock it so that you can pay yourself later in the future. You will thank yourself for not trading and doing the stupid ass things like drop it. It's just like dropping money on a card table. That's all it is. That's all you guys are doing. You're betting against the odds, and the odds are stacked against you, and you will eventually lose. Just because there's a handful of people on YouTube that actually won, and they probably didn't win all the time, or they act like they win all the time, and they're actually just getting your money so that they can teach you how to go get yourself freaking wrecked, just because, just because those people are out there. I call them, their message is what I call strong and wrong. They act like they got shit going on, but really what it is they're wrong. And a lot of people fall for it. They fall for that strong attitude and that, they know what they're talking about and they got this information and they could show you this chart and how you should trade. And then when you get wrecked, or when they show you a bad trade, that gets swept under the rug. And the very next day, they're talking about the next trade. They don't talk about what happened there or how everybody lost their money in it or how they were wrong. You'll never see them do that. They are just moving on to the next one and trying to get you hooked into the next shit. Freaking, hey, try this instead, man. Try this instead. This will get you there.
And this will get you there. Why I love the idea what Gary is going to set up, like this academy kind of idea, because there are so many academies of people getting, wrecked by paying money for learning how to trade crypto, and then they grow up in that these systems that people make up, and they get some money from others to trade, and like they pay more than they get out always, and there is a need to educate people on how to, what to do with that money that you may have gotten through crypto. And the great thing about Hex and the longer stakes is that you suddenly realize that there is money that will very probably not be less than it has been shown today on the Staker app, and yet at the same time realize that you probably not even need that, and then that changes your whole conception about that whole money thing again. That's at least what happened to me. But like giving this to people, giving this to the younger ones, and having some people, teach them how to keep their money and not do the most stupid stuff with it. This is a great idea, and if it starts in Miami, I think there will be a few other places coming up soon afterwards. And
on the one side of the coin, you have traders get wrecked. That's just the reality. You can look at it. I don't know anybody who could argue it. Like Captain was just mentioning, there's a few exceptions, but in general, traders get wrecked. And on the other side of that coin is, what do you get when you stake? Well, what you get is your time. That's the most valuable asset any of us have. If you've got kids, you can go out and play with your kids. If you've got a job, work, whatever you want to do, I mean, whatever you love in life, you get to do that. That's the great thing that staking gives you back. It gives you back your time, and you're going to make more than you would anyway. So yeah, I mean, it's here for the taking. Speaking of which, I got to sign out. I love you guys. It's been really good. I'm so excited. I look forward to more streams. Where I am, I still get sunset, and I'm going to go join my daughter who's out on the surf. So
nice to meet you,
thank you.
Nice to meet you.
All right, brother.
See you later, man.
We'll talk soon.
Welcome.
We'll talk soon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
Cosmo.
Nice
Catch you soon, buddy.
On behalf of the kind of quieter Hexicans or OG Hexicans, pre-big payday, I just want to thank all of you, Kinetics, Captain, Funding Jim. You guys are all you're educating. You've done so much. I just want you to know that your service and your devotion and your commitment to this, it's made an impact on a lot of people's lives. So if you don't hear that a lot, please take that in. It's the truth.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Cosmo.
that's cool.
Yeah, and what Cosmic
like
was saying
that, yeah.
about the time factor is not trading and staking. Staking gives you peace of mind. Because I know about trading. I stopped trading 2.5 years ago, but I was having dinner this evening with a young lady, and we were talking about it over dinner, and I said, yeah, I used to do the trading thing. I said, but I had trigger alarm set. So I was up at 2:30 in the morning, the alarm like Pavlov's dog, and I'd get up and have to run to the computer and, run in my shady BitMEX account, and, and constantly being at the boards, kind of 24/7 type mentality. And, getting involved in the staking stuff and knowing you have 6, 10, 15-year stakes going out. I just sit back and, enjoy the magic carpet ride, so to speak.
Nice. Nice. Hey, Travis, in the chat room, go make it, bro. Go make the more professional look that you want. That's what this community is about.
You want to wear the stuffy stockbroker suit with the tie? Go ahead, man.
Have at it, bro. Have at it. Have at it.
Go do all the pie charts and the portfolio pie charts, and go do all the stuffy stuff you want to do, man. We're all for it, man.
We'll put you on the network. We'll give you an audience. We'll give you an audience, man. Put it together, bring it to me, and suit and tie the motherfucker up.
I bet it'd be great. Yeah, I'll send all kinds of people your way. I'll bet you'll do great.
I got a whole bunch of people that want to see that too.
Because I'm retired now. I don't wear a monkey suit anymore if I don't have to.
Yeah, but whatever it takes, man.
I see you went in last week.
We'll do it.
Did I see you in a suit last week, Kinetics?
Yeah, he was. He was simping on the congresswoman. He was simping on the congresswoman.
Smart casual.
Smart casual.
Trying to make himself look all sophisticated.
Was it laundry day?
There's not. Well, you guys didn't see, but I was wearing shorts. I wasn't even wearing pants. That's right.
I like
T-Gray gets it. You're lucky if I wear a shirt at all, okay?
Those days are coming. No shoes, no shirt.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
No problem.
Hey, I'm gonna go. Just kind of say hello. Hope you guys are all enjoying these all-time highs. Take care. And
all right, love you, Sammy.
Good seeing you, Sammy.
Bye.
We'll see you.
I feel like these all-time highs are coming closer and closer together.
God, no kidding, bro.
Yep.
Seems like every couple of weeks.
Hit that parabolic move coming.
If you're not accumulating hex to have it on 2 chains right now, then you just failed the IQ test. Regardless of the pirates and the clowns, you just failed the IQ test. I hate to put it that way to you guys, but
oh man,
I hope you're in other areas and you can make money there.
You don't believe in hex, even if you believe in Pulse, and you say, "Wow, this idea of Pulse beating Ethereum 2.0 to market, this idea of low transaction cost NFTs, this idea of relaunching price discovery on proven code, right? Price discovery that is proven as far as what Ethereum had done up until the point of the fork, but basically resetting that price point, right? Even if you don't believe in Hex, you should be buying Hex, because Hex is a method to get Pulse on the other side after the fork. The pairing, that's probably the first place that you're going to be able to acquire more Pulse if you didn't participate, or even if you did participate in the sacrifice, most likely.
Mm-hmm.
So you can hate Hex, but you should still buy it to get Pulse.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Jenkins, and I don't know why Jenkins was asking you, but Jenkins was asking you, Gary, what do you think Pulse price is going to launch at?
What do you think it'll launch at?
What do you mean before there's a bridge to Ethereum? What's the chart going to be?
He didn't get into details. I mean,
yeah. So the sacrifice is the sacrifice, and a lot of people want to relate the price that they put in to the sacrifice as a basis that has to pass this point before I'm going to potentially sell. Right? Why would I?
Well, I think that's for anybody, right? I mean, that's. Right. Like that is the point where, I mean, nobody's going to sell for less than they've sacrificed for. So I think automatically that's parity for where Pulse will be, right. Automatically. And then
that's why everyone's trying to figure out the total supply. Whenever you hear Gerardo saying something like 125 or 135 trillion Pulse, as far as a number, speculating at the total supply, and then breaking that into how much was sacrificed as far as a dollar amount. Yeah, I'm only going to count the first actual sell as the first bridge across. I think there's.
I wonder if Jenkins meant how fast it's going to get to, like
a bridge.
Like once the bridge goes, like how fast will that price go up? Well, I think it's going to be just a couple of seconds. Honestly, we're going to get that price discovery, then boom.
I think that a better strategy for what I don't want to call it a hype cycle, but basically a knowledge distribution cycle. All of the news that happens in the world doesn't happen and tell you all in one go. They tell you in cycles. You see cycles, and I see the same sort of thing happening. We had the cycle, which was sacrifice, and that went long, long period, 17 days, 18 days, whatever. And then we have a period that's in between now and the fork, the snapshot date. And that's a cycle of influence and commentary and new people coming in to be streamers or other things to happen inside the Hex community, right? So I see the cycles, and I think that probably my guess is there will be, it's live. Here it is. It's now, and the people that had already some copied over or forked Ethereum something, the most active community seems to be Hex. So I think Hex into Pulse will be things that move the most and the quickest to be commented on by at least us for sure. And then maybe there'll be other communities, other communities, whether it's Link or DAI or whomever else believes in their product and say, hey, we are going to support this because when we were running Decentraland and we were, Mana was being bought, the transaction cost to do something on Decentraland became prohibitive in Ethereum. So I think there will be communities that move over pretty quickly in general. But what I'm getting at is they have a lot of shuffling around of zero value, dollar value tokens will happen. And that'll be a commentary for a cycle of a couple weeks, maybe a month. And then there'll be a bridge, is my guess, that goes to Ethereum and you have a dollar value.
And then, guys, I don't know if we've talked about this. I know I've asked about it in the past. What do you guys know? What decimal point do we start? Hex started at like 6 decimal points, but Pulse is like what, like 1 million? Could be like Pulse 1 million times 0. More supply.
Pulse starts at 0. As close.
No,
to
but decimal point though. Decimal point, because we took from December 2nd to October to get from decimal point to 1 penny. But a lot of people keep talking about parity, like it's going to happen like that. But we still need to grind. It took us 10 months to get to a penny.
Well, the first trade sets the first price. Is that because I think it's a 0 at first? I mean, someone had to, even when you say 0.00056 or whatever for Hex at its low point. How is that price derived? Someone had to pay 0.00056.
Right.
That was the first price.
So that would be like what, like 8, 9, 10 decimal points?
If one guy buys with 1 Ethereum and buys whatever the AMM allows him on a bridge, then that's what the price would be. Right? That's what people were.
No, but not price. I want to know more. Where do we start? Not in price, but just how many decimal points is Pulse going to have? Like, I don't care about price. I'm here for the next 15 years and then some. So I look at it differently, but I for some reason I'm curious to know how many decimal points we're gonna have.
1 penny in 48 hours. There you go, Jenkins. He said, "Someone throw me a number. 1 penny within 48 hours."
Okay.
Wow.
Well, I'd say very unlikely, but the thing is, what Jerry just said.
And he's gone.
And he's gone.
FUD. You don't FUD on our stream, bro. No, that was your last warning. First and last warning.
Points.
He didn't even know he was gone.
Well, actually, basically, when you're really gone, you don't know you're gone. So this is like I don't worry about that very much, basically. But,
well,
not joking. But going to the decimal points, then I totally agree on what you just said, and maybe it's being discounted by all of the let's call it OA or Richard 13, 14 billion that came in. And then it'll start somewhere between 1.5 and 15 billion at least as market capital. And then you take the 200 trillion and divide it. And then you have 0.0007 or 0.00000.
Captain, check the private chat.
9 or something. So it's about 4 zeros in the beginning, very likely, or maybe only 3. And that will start, and then then people start doing stuff and realizing this it is
that?
Like better than Ethereum, and it might go up quickly. Might.
So I don't think of price until
then
across a bridge.
But you guys say 4, so like Pulse would have 4 decimal points to start. Like when Hex started, it was 6, but now we're gonna have so much more supply. So wouldn't we want to start with a larger decimal point?
Yeah, but I'm really going with market cap. Although Richard is right when he says market cap doesn't matter a lot, but people look at it. And
not market cap, supply. I'm talking about like how many units does Pulse have.
Yeah, but this is just
market cap. I don't care about market cap.
It's just a very easy formula. You just take all the amount of the existing PLS. and then divide that by the market cap. No, actually, other way around, and then you get the price for one PLS. And as if no one sold lower than they got in, people got in with 15 billion. The market cap would be 15 billion, and then you take the 200 trillion of coins that will be there, more or less, and just do that little division, and then you'd have that first, figure to look at with some zeros.
I guess 91 trillion will be the supply, because I averaged the first 5 days are going to be where each sacrifice point was worth 10,000, and it tapered down to half that at 5. So it's more than half, because you've got. No, you don't get to shake your head at me. So it ended up being less than half because of or more than half because of the first 5 days through the ratio out of whack. So you take the $14 billion raised times 6,500 points, 91 trillion. That's my guess.
I hope you're right, Kinetics. I'd love to see that happen. I
But
think
then I've heard 91 trillion.
So this is something that's important to realize, is that there's a difference between a total supply and the availability on the market. And remember,
that is a good point.
Most of the supply is owned by Hexicans, who already have Hex. So there is a big, I would say that there is a lot of the Hexicans that I've talked to who have massive supplies of Pulse coming to them. They're not even talking about utilizing Pulse, or only thing they're talking about is putting it on nodes. And they don't want the supply. They just want to. They're going to hold it, and they know that it's not going to be any value to them for another year or two. So there's going to be a long hold of Pulse, and a lot of the Pulse that is held by Hexicans. And I'm telling you, Diamond Hands have a hold of it. So that's going to even skew everything that we're talking about.
That's a great point.
The total supply, again, 5%. The 14 billion that made the 700 million 5%. Effectively. So it's around 5% are people that are you and me, average people, before the last big whale stake, right? So some of those, they gave different coins. 400 million of 700 million was Hex coins. That kind of means it was probably Hexicans more so than other people participating.
Yep.
And so when you talk about the total number of supply, it really kind of is irrelevant. And I understand that people have a curiosity to know if it's 91 trillion or if it's 134 trillion. But it really doesn't matter how many diamonds are in the earth. Who gives a fuck? It depends on how many are available. Right?
Yeah, but when it comes to ranking, though, like people are going to have that unit bias. Is basically what I'm trying to, I guess, say. Because let's say we do have the 14 units, because it's like Kinetic said, maybe 90 something trillion. But if we have 14 decimal points, by the time it's almost like we're hiding all that supply. Especially for all the ranking sites, just like Hex did. It's that first year, everyone was looking at Hex, and we were at point, like all those decimal points, and then it took that long to reach to a penny. And by the time we reached a penny, we have this huge bag. So it's the same thing now. By the time we had let's say it's that way. By the time Pulse would hit 1 penny, it could be 1.5 trillion market cap. So, I mean, I'm curious to know just the decimal point, I guess, because it could hide a lot, and it could be into our benefit, same as Hex has done for us.
So when you're saying the comparable, when you're saying a decimal point, when I'm relating it in my mind is when you say it's this much of a Bitcoin, it's this much of an Ethereum, it's this much of a dollar, it's this much of what it's paired with, whatever you're trying to exchange it in. So when it's my first thought of a price, because I'm understanding sacrifice as sacrifice, points that you're getting as far as an airdrop is different, but psychologically we are linking what we put into the pot of sacrifice as an initial value that I have to recoup before I would even consider selling if I was an average person. And so I kind of understand the psychology behind it, but to me, price only matters when actual new dollar goes in. If a new dollar comes in the form of a USDC going across a bridge into a Pulse network and acquiring a Pulse for that USDC, that's where I see the first price. Now, I don't know how the charts are going to show. I don't know what the charts are going to show, because there's going to be movement on the airdrop when the network exists, because people that already have Ethereum tokens of some sort or have Hex on the other side of the Pulse split, they will start to try and corner markets. They'll say, oh, I believe in USDC. Maybe it will reach some kind of value, even though it's not going to be backed by Coinbase, right? Even if it's not, maybe it doesn't need the peg. You know, a lot of us cared about Tether for all of 2017, FUD or not, or whatever, about it needs to be one-to-one backed, and it needs to be backed by bank accounts and makes sure it's liquid. And oh my gosh, and it was a news narrative constantly. But truthfully, nobody cares. Nobody cares if it was pegged, right? It was narrative and it was useful until it didn't serve any purpose anymore. And now it has crypto backing as part of its value. And you're never going to basically turn in a Tether to the corporation that mints it and say, give me the other thing. You're never going to walk up to their door, knock on it and say, I've got Tether, give me the other thing. So the peg only serves a use until it doesn't. And the community and consensus agrees. So there's going to be people that even try to corner the USDC token on the Pulse network. They're going to do the same thing with other communities that may or may not ever migrate over, right? So that part of the price chart? For me, the first price chart is when it comes across a bridge. For me, that's the way I think of it.
Yes, but this will happen with like that first community, for example. I mean, it will happen with the first trade, but like if there's a first community of people that got into some crazy NFTs and they cannot like do their project anymore because like it costs like $300 to move a little thing of 30-50 cents, and they'll just hear about it and they'll move over, and they to transact need a little bit of Pulse, and they'll buy Pulse, and they'll have to buy it from us, right? Who else?
Well, so and in first as a PLS pair on the Ethereum network, whether it's on Uniswap or wherever, maybe that sets the price, right? Because then you have the ratio between the two.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and maybe there is a direct, a direct fiat on-ramp into Pulse from the start on.
I think that'll be a little slower.
Because
I think to get that
why
license,
is
it's going to
Richard?
take a little extra time. I think that'll take a little extra time. All that really matters is a bridge between the two chains right away. That's the only thing that matters as far as actual US or actual value being able to be transacted into the real world.
Would be okay for most, but that other thing is not that far away. And being in Estonia, where the most crypto-friendly bank in Europe is, that is has been doing all for Coinbase for the last 5-6 years or something. I don't know why I would like go to Estonia and just do a selfie on, I don't know, a Swiss hotel or something with a Gucci jacket. No, but I think Richard was there, and he has a reason to be in Estonia, and he's been telling that he's been, applying for.
Have you been to Estonia?
No, I didn't go to Estonia. No.
It doesn't matter. Here's the thing: it takes to get.
He's not in Estonia. Estonia's fucked up.
Okay, he's not. Okay, then he's not. Maybe that, or he was. Maybe it's an old picture. I don't know.
Yeah, he might have the digital passport, but he's not.
Okay, we're digressing here, guys. The point is, he is coming up with the fiat on ramp. Absolutely, he is working on that,
and he has been.
I think that's going to take longer to do the paperwork and get approved, and then it's going to take to actually launch Pulse. So.
Sorry for that.
Yep. What matters most at this point in time is that there's a bridge between Ethereum and Pulse. That is going to help you set those ratios. That is the most important thing, even before the fiat on-ramp. But one thing I think people are forgetting about is he said there's going to be an AMA or AMM contract fixer. He can set the ratios to whatever the F he wants from the moment it goes live. Pulse could be worth $1 if he wanted it to be.
Right there.
But this is for the internal. This is for the internal existing. This was post. I don't know. In the whole list, this was number 9, I guess, and this is for fixing the amounts that sit on V2 basically.
No,
right?
it has to happen.
But then-
it has to happen right at the time of the fork before anyone can make their first trades. It has to.
Yeah,
It has to happen.
Right.
just to not-
You might be confusing the onboarding exchange.
I think
it's
so, too.
different because it's going to be for
Yeah.
debit credit cards.
Yep.
So okay, you guys say $1, but then how important it is. Look how it took from 6 decimal points to 1 penny. How many X's we did. So think how important it is, that decimal point then. Because by the time we hit $1, or when we hit $1, the importance of when we started till we hit that $1, it's all the X's that we're going to do to a bag that came out at 0 to us, drop to us.
Yeah. Well, see, here's the thing, guys. He can fork it, and at the moment of the fork, it be worth absolutely nothing, and then deploy that contract before the first trade can be made and change the ratios to a point where things are astronomically higher than you expect them to be. It is possible, and then have an ETH bridge between the two. It is possible.
But
I'm not saying
anyone
that's
can build a
what's going
bridge
to
as well.
happen. What's that?
I said anyone can build a bridge as well. So
Yes,
you cannot
absolutely.
he cannot
Careful, guys,
really
though.
manipulate the bridge, and he doesn't have any interest to do that. He will
No,
let
I don't
the
think he
market
has any interest to
decide.
do that. I think the contract fixer does enough. It's enough. But here's the thing you guys as community members need to watch out for. There's going to be people that create bridges between ETH and Pulse, and make sure it's not one that requires admin keys. We don't need a poly network stealing $8 billion or $600 million worth of people's value.
Yeah, there's going to be fake, and there's going to be intentional fake, and there's going to be accidental breakage of other bridges. I would only trust something that.
Stay tuned here, guys. Stay
Right.
tuned here, Hexagons,
Right.
to be safe.
So
Don't fall for all the shit there's gonna be fuckery. There is gonna be
Scams
lots of
galore.
fuckery.
So
Yep.
many scams are coming.
So kinetics, you say that number right now, $1. So if we were to start at 6 decimal points, $1 is 20,000 X, right? If we
If we
start
were to
the
start
same,
where? I'm sorry.
if we start at the same decimal point as Hex, and we're at 20, and we're over 4,000 X, $1 is a 5X from here. So 20,000 X.
It's, you know what, and I don't know how long it's going to take. No one knows. That's the beauty of this, because I don't know what Richard's going to do. I don't have insight. He hasn't told me, hey, Kinetics, let me give you an inside scoop on this. So,
No, man, you're throwing numbers, and I'm crunching math in my head. So.
You know
But
why?
yeah, I think we'll be.
Why,
Gary?
Say that because you don't have an action figure.
Because why say that again?
That's that guy over there at the top.
They're fighting words, Gary. They are fighting words.
Over here.
No, I'm just
Well, no,
throwing
actually,
one boy math in my head. So cool.
I just missed all of that, and I'm glad, because I'd probably just end the stream right now, just outro this bitch out. So it's a good thing I missed it.
Jake had a question. He was wondering who's going to be the first best year. Is it going to be Pulse, or was it?
I think
next year.
That's where,
Yeah,
next year is Pulse.
The next year, I think it's Pulse too, because I know people that don't really care about Hex for whatever reason, but they love the idea of Pulse.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I think Pulse is going to go.
But PX Hex, it's going to be second, and then EHEX will be third. I mean, it's just that's the way it looks.
I think Pulse, because of the adoption and the fact that it's a transaction layer, that it's a new ETH that actually can run business logic, and more people are into it than the idea of Hex, according to people that didn't like Hex, but there's more people in the chat room quicker. I think it could hit 10,000 X the first year. I really do. I think it could hit that 10,000 X before even Hex does.
Especially
even
when
with
he
a year
talks
and a half
dirty
head
to me.
start.
Talk dirty to me.
Gas fees are
Other than the
deep
founder,
now.
you know, I think to make the most money out of it. The most money out of it is the people that have been trained, whether it's by contract reinforcing that training or by self-discipline to hold. People that are going to get Pulse, they're going to get Pulse, and they're going to be incentivized, and they're going to think that they're going to be able to corner a particular market, and they're going to trade in and out and get chopped up, very similar to the trend has been in crypto for a long time. But there's been a lot of us that you staked and you had a contract reinforcing that commitment, or you had their self-discipline. You said, I'm going to stay liquid, but I'm just not going to touch it. Right. And so I think those people are the ones that ultimately will win out of the pulse value accrual. You know, he's teaching grid.
I'll tell you this much right now. There's more Hexicans now than there ever have been. And if they've learned anything from this game over the last year and a half, they ain't selling in the first year. If they've learned anything, they are not the smart ones will not sell within the first year, and they will buy up every bit of pulse they can get their freaking hands on because they think they missed Hex. They really do.
I think no matter what the price is, you're right. Even if the price climbs up, like you're talking about, even 100x or something right away in the first few days, I don't think people are going to sell. I agree.
I don't think so either. I know I'm not. I think it'd be a stupid play. 1,000x later, I'm like, why did I sell at 100x? I mean,
and at that point, the play that Johnny was mentioning earlier goes in. The matter that is not the total supply, but the circulating supply. So.
Right. Yep. The circulating supply, not the total supply, is what's really going to matter, I think. I agree with that. And I saw Johnny saying that earlier, and I know that you've been saying it as well, Identity Block. That's what you were saying with UFO earlier. I don't think that point was missed on me, but I agree. And then Captain brought it up as well, that there's, let's be honest, when there's only 5% of the supply available to people, we can slosh around in it all we want. But if the diamond hands aren't selling, that's nothing but a feature to the system, just like the OA and Hex.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, all the sacrificing Hexicans are just like, they've learned in the past, year, 8 months, or whatever, that, this is how it works. And the delayed gratification has been reinforced. That's the thing I love about when I got into crypto 6 years ago, is the fact it changed my mindset as far as, delaying that gratification of, waiting and waiting. And when Hex came along, it was just I followed Richard since Top Hat days, but when Hex came along and following the ramp up, I'm like, this thing was going to be huge. I didn't know how huge. Honestly, I knew it was going to be huge, but I'm a conservative guy. So I only deployed 25% of my available capital on day one.
That's great. Good numbers now.
Needless to say, I made my biggest sacrifice, or my biggest investment, my biggest sacrifice, my biggest political statement in my lifetime when it came time for the Pulse Chain launch.
Right? Yeah, I've never put that kind of money into starting crypto, especially a promised crypto, ever before in my life.
How heavy was the FOMO day one in Hex?
And it's still not here. It's still not here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have people
put more money than I've ever made in there. It's like insane.
Yeah.
I have people at work
for what? Political statement. I know that there are Hexicans. I know a Hexican, and they own their sacrifice is looking like 200 billion pulse. I mean, that's the kind of value that Hexicans have stored, and 200 billion. That's freaking insane, man. That's insane. So those are diamond hands. Those are all diamond hands. I know I'm not partnering with any of my pulse. I know everybody sitting on here is not going to be partnering with any of their pulse. I mean, you ain't going to touch that shit for a couple years, right? I mean, you got all your hex gains. You got plenty. You got two sets of hex gains. So Hexicans are the strongest of strongest diamond hands. They've got enough money to take care of themselves and be square. So I mean, I think that it's just going to be a monster value ratcheting up very, very quickly.
Yeah.
And the market cap is going to be stupid insane.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's gonna break crypto is what's gonna happen. It will break crypto.
Cool.
They will break. They will all break. Faces will be melting off. They will be running around with their hair on fire. They're going to be screaming and shitting themselves, and it's going to be fucking beautiful. I mean, it's going to be pandemonium. It will be pandemonium, and we will be sitting back just like chilling and watching and going. We're so glad you guys are all running around with your fucking skin falling off and hair on fire.
Make that meme of the dog that sits in the fire and drinking coffee or whatever, but it's got like 10,000.
This is fine.
This is fine.
Yes.
Webcams is back.
Hey, we missed you. We missed you, webcams. Everybody go check out webcams.chat.com. Webcams.
Don't give your computer an STD. No.
Girls and
we
boys.
neither confirm nor deny that this will give you an STD.
You ain't going to get
You
can get a penicillin shot the next day. You're all good. Go check it out, guys. Have a good
Put
time.
up your firewall first, please. Put up your firewall first. So.
All the time that Pulse is delegated that we won't part with. So we'll be earning and just watching that multiply.
Yeah, that's a new kind of staking, that we'll be familiar with already as by contract, but you'll still be earning a yield. And again, you're not really incentivized. Looking at the trended charts of other cryptos, including especially Hex, why would you sell within the first couple of years anyway?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have like 14 Hexicons that I've onboarded so far, and like 3 of them I was talking to today, and I'm trying to explain to them how the Pulse delegating to a validator is different than staking in Hex, because they still have this mentality, well, it's locked in. I'm like, you can change it at any time. It's not time locked. It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, and you're not giving up your keys either. It's not like like systems, right?
And that's my major point to them. I'm like, you got to understand, it operates the same way your Hex contract operates, in the sense that you're not giving anything to a third party. You're not giving to a miner, to a pool. You're delegating what you can take and remove, but they can never take from that end. So you're not at risk, and it's concepts that are hard to explain to them sometimes.
So who's going to flip Bitcoin first? Is it going to be PHEX or Pulse?
I think PHEX or Pulse. Okay.
It'd probably be Pulse though.
But it's okay if your duplicate of E and P Hex are 3rd and 4th. That's okay. It's not a big deal. You'll be all right.
I think it was genius how Richard just recently was talking about Hex.
It's not P Hex
associated with it's going to be no P Hex. It's just going to be Hex. That way, it further validates the Pulse chain.
Let me correct my language now, because yes, it is important that the vernacular is correct.
Yes.
So when Hex is number 3, the Hex is number 3 and E-Hex is number 4. Does it really matter? Because they probably add up together more than Pulse at number 2. So you're good. So think of it that way.
I gotcha. Yeah, I think the naming nomenclature makes a lot of the idea of the community shifting over time too, because if they are trying to bring on new people into some Ethereum version and they hear the word link, we can be saying it's Ethereum link. And the link is actually on Pulse chain, because that's the lowest transaction cost. That's the fastest confirmation. It has a price discovery narrative. People say, oh, do you want to get the link on Ethereum that's whatever that price is and this cost to transact? Or do you want the one that's on Pulse chain and is lower transaction? And by the way, it's a lower price point and you can get more of them, right? So if you believe in the code or the community of an Ethereum-based token that's going to be mirrored in the fork, it's a no-brainer that the value will skyrocket on the Pulse chain version.
Fabio, what's shakes, brother?
You guys said chaos 3 times. Here I am.
There it is. Oh my goodness! It was like Beetlejuice reincarnated.
Johnny.
Beetlejuice.
So I want to remind you guys about 2017 and the reason why.
Please don't
so much.
It hurt.
The reason why Ethereum's price pumped so much, and this is important because this is going to happen again with Pulse. The reason Ethereum's price pumped so much is because everybody was in the ICO craze. So what they would do is they would go on the Coinbase, they would buy their Ethereum, and they didn't care what price it was because they were exchanging it for the other coins that they wanted. So they would go on and they just buy and drop and buy and drop and buy and drop and buy and drop, and it pumped the price up, right? Now we have all these NFT things all of these new coins that everybody's going to be speculating on, all of this new activity that's going to be happening, it is going to somewhat replicate like a gold rush scenario, again, like the ICO sort of thing. So as far as what, Pulse can't go to a penny, there isn't a lot of supply available, and I'm taking away from this liquidity word, and I'm going to say available supply, because available supply is very much different than circulating supply. It's very much different than liquidity. Total market cap. We've already know, we just take that market cap and throw it out the door, okay? Because it's no longer relevant, okay? Pulse is going to be worth what people are willing to pay for it. And right now, because of the sacrifice phase, a lot of people didn't want to touch the sacrifice phase with a 10-foot pole. They are waiting right now for Pulse to hit market so they could get it at, right there at the gates, day one FOMO scenario, because they didn't want to give Richard their money. So they are waiting to buy at open market. And this is going to start that rush. Okay. So the level that we got in, because we were willing to sacrifice, is only a fraction of what the potential price may be day of launch for that reason. You also have to understand there was no pre-allocation. All the Pulse that is going to exist will exist day of launch. There was no pre-allocation. Everybody had a fair chance to get in and compete, for those multipliers. And that's it. It's done, right? The price is set. Right now, the price is set. You can't get any lower. There's not going to be a dump. There's no place to dump. People aren't going to sell for less than they bought it for. Okay? There might be a retrace after it pumps. But, we're rock bottom at this. And there's more people waiting to buy right now at the gate than we're even aware of. So it's going to be interesting to see, because I don't think there's enough available supply for that price not to pump like a son of a gun. Because I don't know how they're actually going to part with it no matter what it does the first
There
year.
won't be. There won't be.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like Hex. It's scarcity. And the scarcity is being created by Hexagons. And just like in Hex, the scarcity is being created by Hexagons, because they are not going to want to give up their T-shirts. They're not going to want to give up their Hex. And it's funny. As soon as this thing goes viral and people want what we've all got, it's going to be hard to pry it from Hexican hands. I'm going to tell you that right now. That price is going to freaking boom. It's already starting to happen. It's already starting to happen.
Yeah.
And what I think is also that not like as in Hex, I just looked it up again. Like if you got in on, like if you FOMO'd in on first day, you only got 144% until now, like T-share price. But it went down, right? But but we're now talking about a native token, like a coin starting with Pulse. And even like BNB and Polkadot never went below their first trade, starting with the first price. So,
Right.
And this is very likely that I think it's very likely that Pulse will not go below that first trade. And so you'll probably not be very smart if you bought in on and did not sacrifice, because you buy in for higher, and you buy by whom? You buy it from the guys who had sacrificed, because they are the only ones who have it. So
the reason things dump below,
that you could have had it before.
The reason why things dump below market is because of pre-allocations. Okay, XRP sells to banks. Those banks get it for less than market value. Therefore, those banks can dump it on the market until they get their money back out of it. So that's like a pre-allocation scenario. That's why that happens. That's why that occurs. What Mr. Sanders was trying to do was pre-selling allocations or distributing coins to influencers or whatever. Okay, this stuff happens all the damn time. All right, and this is why it gets sold below market value, because they already got a below market value price to begin with.
Yeah.
Pulse, we got the initial market value. That's it. Okay. There's
and
no way
we have the 10,000x for the freemiums, and we have the the whole period that has happened.
Right.
And
so it's either one
experience of
10,000th of a dollar or 2 10,000ths of a dollar. 1 or 2 10,000ths of a dollar. Which is it? I mean, is that worth selling of any sort of? Okay, look, let me double my money the day Pulse launches.
Big deal.
No, and the guy that owns the number one position, he already put out a bounty saying, "Hey, if you think Richard's going to rug pull, let's bet $2 million on it. What do you say?" Which is basically telling me, guess what? He also knows it's not worth selling for the next 2 years.
Exactly.
So I don't think he's parting with any of his either. And that's the guy that bought $30 million worth. Number one position.
Props to him for that, because he had come to the chat like a month ago saying he was going to drop 20, and he came even harder. So props to him.
Yeah.
And Ski Cat, or as we say, C5. That's my guess. I can't prove that, but that's number 3 position. All right. If you look at the behaviors of the addresses that sacrificed, these are not people that are going to want to give up their supply in the first year. Right. Okay. So I know I can tell you where $1 billion isn't going to be sold for 2 years. It's gone off the market 2 years, easy. Okay. Gone. So, I mean, I just don't. I don't understand the concept where people think they're going to get cheap Pulse. I don't understand this concept where they think they're going to get cheap Hex. I don't think they understand that this is not a reset button. This is not a reset button. This is a copy of system state as it is. And, and to worry about the price at launch, why? Would you imagine if you sold Hex a year ago? Why the hell would you want to do that? You're going to sell Pulse in your first year?
Remember
you
the guy
should be a net buyer for your first year. Why would you not be a net buyer of Pulse in your first year if you believe that Pulse is going to do equally or better than Hex? Why would you not strictly be a net buyer? If you're smart, you'd probably be a net buyer, right? So where is the Pulse going to come from for the new people coming in? They're going to have to drive the price up to tempt people out of their positions in order to then separate them from their Hex. It's like, I'll give you this much. No, not good enough. I'll give you this much. No, not good enough. And that's what it's going to happen. And it's going to drive that price up. Pulse is going to hit a penny way before Hex, like it took forever for Hex to hit a penny, but it's not, it's also more popularly accepted. Number one. Number two, it's a utility and it's fixing the ETH issue, the gas fees. That is the most important thing. The fact that it's fixing the gas fees that everybody in the crypto space is suffering from right now. So, again,
not to talk market cap, but at 1 penny, Pulse could be number one.
Pulse will be number one, yes. Pulse will be number one, and Hex will be number 2.
Shit.
But,
your brain, Hex.
I just captured the emotion of everyone in the room after that statement.
You can't overstate that either, Johnny. You mentioned about the ETH fees, man. It is just ridiculous now. I mean, it's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I know a lot of people, myself included, we can't even in stakes. I'm letting things bleed because, I've got a couple of stakes that literally is more expensive for me to in stake than my my Hex is worth. And that was like old stuff, like, day 10 started staking some of those. They're just sitting there. So if that Bitcoin free claims, and there are hundreds of billions of Pulse, like you're saying, that will not be sold for maybe years.
So here's the thing. Okay, this is the whole concept. Okay, you have to throw market cap out the window. You have to. Okay, because market cap is making an assessment that all of these coins are available. Okay, we know for a fact a large supply will not be available. Okay, and because there will be a demand and that supply won't be available, the price is going to go up, and the market cap, as a result, will be high because there's not enough available for people to participate at low price points. They will have to raise the price to coax people out of their positions, right? So I don't care what the price is in the first year of Pulse. I do not give a shit what the price is the first year of Pulse. It can go to $10. I don't care. I am not selling year one. I don't care because You know, that it hasn't had time to mature. We don't know where that maturity level is. You know,
It's going to be sitting on a node.
Yeah, it'll be sitting on a node earning more pulse, because here's the other thing. Remember, this is a deflationary currency. This is very important. This means you increase your position by holding. You see, if you're not doing the validation, you're not getting more of the supply.
Yep.
Okay. But you can actually gain, because there's not new coins coming on the market. You can increase your position. You increase the total percentage of the total supply that you hold by using the validators. Okay, by staking on the validators, you increase your position. You are now gaining from everybody else, right? When they are willing to sell theirs for pennies and you're able to acquire them, you now hold a larger share of the total supply.
Yep.
And they can't take that away from you unless you give it up.
The only thing I'm spending pulse for is hex stakes. That's it.
Hex stakes.
That is all I'm spending my pulse for is hex stakes.
And that market cap thing in crypto is there is no common consensus on how to really calculate the market cap, because like in a stock market usually it's like the free float methodology, I think, right. And it's like calculating the market cap of the stock market, like
you can literally take
really on the market,
of the supply.
and if there is an OA or like let's say that pulse OA, whatever we call it, this would not be in the free float and not be calculated into a regular stock market valuation. And some of the ranking sites will put it in, some will not, some will do, and then there will be fantasy numbers. But as you say, it doesn't matter. We'll see numbers that no one has seen before, probably.
It doesn't matter how many diamonds are in the mine. It matters how many diamonds are in the case.
Yes.
Okay.
And
that's what it comes down to. It does not matter how many diamonds are in the mine or how many are in the earth. It matters how many are in the case.
Yeah.
If 1 million people come into the room and they want the diamonds in the case, they're going to have to compete over price strictly for the diamonds in the case. And if those diamonds in the case sell for a higher price, the market cap is then multiplied by that entire price. And since the whole entire supply is huge, you get insane market cap numbers that just are not rationally achievable, okay? Because you're only looking at the available supply. The available supply. That's where this is focused on. And that's why I said without a blink that Pulse will be number one in market cap, because you're only able to touch a very, very small amount of what is actually in existence. And you're only
on those ranking sites where they rank it as they do.
I don't care about those ranking sites. First of all, they don't pull information off the blockchain like they're supposed to. The only one that does a decent job is Nomics, and everybody is aware of it now. Everybody's aware of it.
Exactly.
It's not
like
Nomics could anymore.
Also take the OA out of Hex, let's say, and then market cap would be lower, but it wouldn't make a difference because we made that same X as we did, and might be maybe even more attractive to other people, to some.
The market cap for Pulse is going to be ridiculous, and they will probably take out 80% of the supply and pretend like it doesn't exist. And then you know what? Let them go ahead and take 80% of the supply out, because if they do, guess what? Then nobody's going to have that stupid market cap argument. Now, are they? Because they're going to say, well, there's only so much of this supply. So look, it's okay, it's a penny. There's only 20 million.
Exactly. At this point, we know the right numbers. You can't have that mental hurdle, because that's the same mental hurdle that a lot of people had on the first few weeks of the AA. They were thinking, we're going to have 300 billion units of Hex. We ended up having double, and look at us. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what CoinMarketCap says. We can't get them
available
anymore.
Hex. How much available Hex is there on the market right now? 80 million? That's how much is available right now. Right around 80 million. 8 people can't buy 10 million without jacking that price to God knows where. 8 people try to buy 10 million, we're going to be $10 or something.
There's a lot of Hexicans that have more than 80 million.
Well, exactly.
A lot.
Yeah, but who needs exactly? Yeah, and then this argument comes like you cannot cash out. Like, I mean, you can cash out. I don't know, 20 million a day.
But how does the chart go down?
Like, who needs to cash out? Who wants to cash out? Why? Right? I mean,
exactly. That's a good point too. Like, we need to start telling people how to put those damn limit orders. I mean, they're getting the slippage, they're wrecking the price, they're wrecking the chart. So it's just, I mean, it's watch some of these videos like Huddle Dog, Hexo, that put like 3-minute videos how to put a limit order. So you'll be good. Save some money.
Yeah, stop it. Set limit orders. All you guys, that's fine. Go ahead and sell
and
all
you guys aim a little higher than what the price is right now because it's working its way up there. Like, it just makes sense. Why would you set it for anything lower than what it's going to?
Exactly. I mean,
Well,
it's just
dude,
plebs.
eventually they're just out of their position is what happens. Eventually they're just out and they're not getting back in.
Yeah.
They're out and they're gonna have to get back in at $1 with a much smaller stack because it's just you're not going to be able to fix them because you've got a lot of people that are seeing more money than they've ever made in their life and they just don't know how to act. They're still living in the now, like, oh my God, if I don't cash in, then I won't have this money anymore. And it's about the equivalent of taking all your money out of the bank just to throw it on your bed to roll around in it, because you're never going to put it back somewhere to make more money out of it.
Truth.
I mean, what are you going to do? It's like, oh, when are you going to exit? Oh, you can't realize that. What do you mean I can't realize it? I can set a limit order and I can take money out every single month, and you guys don't even know I'm selling.
Exactly. And this is what I said. I mean, Richard in the beginning scared away these, I call them regular suspects, and built a community of guys who probably had a lot of crypto before. So they, put some of it into Hex, and why should they sell that best asset that they?
I can't believe these guys that are saying you can't sell don't even know how to set limit orders. Alex Saunders doesn't even know how to set a damn limit order. All right.
These guys are idiots.
He just burned through Bitcoin. Stealing other people's Bitcoin. Idiots. Yeah. Apparently the guy can't set limit orders because he burned through how many other Bitcoin of other people's?
Like $21 million or something it was.
God, was it that much? Wow.
I know.
Yeah, it was huge. It was tens of millions. Yeah.
Yeah, I can honestly say I've cashed out one stake that I made from day one that ended. And I've either restaked or I have a couple in good accounting right now, so they don't inflate the market. But I have absolutely no reason to touch anything more.
With this outlook to and this potential in upside potential, it's insane. And there might be some people who really went all in and they have to cash out every month a little to just live from it. But this is they're not going to do anything with that price thing. I cannot really believe it, but I really have to look at the numbers every couple of days again, and we are early because there are not that many people in, and even not in crypto at all. So and then we can see who's going to outperform the other cryptos if not us. So
we actually, as far as volume, you have reduced sell pressure as people become more wealthy. Because you can only live in one house or two, or a second house, or you can have a couple of cars and things like that. But Elon Musk isn't buying hundreds of houses and things like that. So I mean, it's you have the people that have the volume of Hex available or the volume of Pulse available as the price climbs. You find that they'll sell less of it and they'll chase the price back up, and they'll be like, "Oh, let me get back on my back in."
Yeah, the crypto space is mostly ran by broke ass plebs. That's always why they're always talking about exiting, right? Gotta exit. Gotta put my money into the next thing because I gotta exit. Once you reach a point where you're making more than your yearly salary every month, then you really don't need that much money. You know, if your bills are paid, you don't need to sell. You know, and this is the part, they haven't reached that level to get that understanding. And if they were in Hex, they would have reached that level a while ago, and they'd have that level of understanding, but they're not.
So Robert Kiyosaki talks about this all the time. He says about, he sat down for 4 months and he wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That was his intellectual property. That was thoughts in his mind, different gatherings, I guess. And then had written a book. The book became popular in the United States. He licensed it out to 50 other countries. So he gets royalties from those countries that print that material for him, so to speak, or for themselves. And so what I'm saying is you can stack your wealth by buying things that compound your wealth instead of just erode it away, right? So you want to buy a car, buy something you can put on Turo. You want to buy it as well when you're not there. You're gone to a different country for a couple months. You want to buy a house, get something that can be Airbnb as well. You look at something that's cash flowable, right? And then you can, if you play the money game well and you manage finance well, you can extract all of the value you put into a cash buy of some resource and then put it back into Hex. Put it back into Pulse, put it back into crypto, and just oscillate those rungs.
RG, pull up Toby's question there for a second. Toby's question.
So, to add to real quick to
we
what
blew
you
that out of the
was
water.
saying.
That's no longer a legit number. So that's just those who are getting the freemium. It's a 10,000 to 1, but the actual total supply is magnitude greater than that. Because of the way
now that number is like 1.2
multipliers.
million, right? Like 1.2 million X.
Yep. So those who have ETH in their wallet will get a 10,000 to 1 ratio, but our total circulating supply is going to be vastly larger than that 10,000 to 1.
Actually, those who have ETH in their wallet get 1/10,000th of a ratio, not the 10,000.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Right. And then to add what Yui was saying, the fact that we're not late, anyone that's coming in, it's not late. It's just go look what the Fed or whatever central bank you're living and you're looking at right now. Look at what they're doing to the monetary system right now. They're inflating their fiat up to the moon. So if we can be out of that fiat world for a little bit, either in a deflating asset like Pulse or in T-shares, anything could happen. Because by the time we get out of that system, we don't even know what monetary system we're going to in 15 years. So, I mean, it's
and I don't know where we are. I guess we're around, I don't know, 400,000 or 500,000 stakes, and then maybe like, how many you have, everyone knows, and then how many people have wallets, and then if that many people have many wallets, you probably have like, I don't know, 15, maybe 20,000 real Hexicans, let's say. And then if you take that daily, and then if you take that daily number that is being traded, and multiply that by or divide it by the number of real Hexicans, and then put that into a relation of a month, and like everyone would cash out like 20, 30, 40, 50,000 a month, which is not happening because there is some of the trading volume being done on the centralized exchanges, and that will grow with more people coming in. So I don't see any problem, basically.
Yeah, this is pre-viral.
People.
Yeah. So I like Joe
lost where I came back in.
I like Joe Hexonic's comment about being an OJ. I remember that Maddie had brought Joe into crypto, so to speak. I think so. And so if that's a true statement, being in BTC and ETH for almost 2 days, and then putting it into Hex, he should look at what his ROI would have been on his purchase price of either Ethereum or in staying in Ethereum or in Bitcoin at that time.
It's nice to have those KPIs, those metrics, but at the same time, that's a futile thing to do. Like, what a waste. You just look at your staker app and see how many more X's you would have got off it, or he did get off of just holding Hex. So.
The bottom line is nobody knows what's going on yet, guys. They're just all speculating like we always do. And it always ends up turning out better than we thought. I mean, who would have thought we'd be at 22, 23 cents right now? I mean, we didn't. Moon Boys were talking 10 cents by the end of this year. So, I mean, here we are, double that and some. And, Pulse is probably going to outperform all of our expectations. And
So,
with
you guys think Hexo is getting his 10x? His 201?
Hexo? I hope so.
The 10x from here.
One of these days we'll see 201. I don't know when.
One of the things is it's the velocity, right? So it's the velocity at price levels. Okay.
Yeah.
At a penny, 2 cents was what? A 100% move, right? At 10 cents, a penny move is only a 10% move. But see, here's where it gets fun, right? When it's at $1, a 10% move is 10 cents. You see? And you look at cryptos, and cryptos can do up to 50% a day in a bull market. So this is the velocity thing that you got to understand. So right now, just a 10% move is not 1 penny, it's 2 pennies. A 1 penny move from where we're at right now, guys, is just 5% move. A 5% move for Hex is nothing. So this is where the velocity takes off. This is how the price can leave you behind, because the percentage, the amount that it takes to move it, and the percentage that it has to move in order to achieve those new numbers, they don't seem fathomable. When you're at a penny, these moves don't seem fathomable. Now we'll move a penny in a day, no problem. That's actually low. We could easily move 2-3 cents in a day. And
when we're going back into in our minds into a little bit of the trading view or something, and going sideways, we had that in April 2020, and I think we did a 7x in 6 days and 15x in 2 weeks or something.
And we're actually shooting low now. See, we're not talking about X's anymore. We're just talking about percentage moves. And that's it, right? A 2X, yes, boom, 2X, we're at 40 cents. Okay. We're only 2X's away really from $1. How many X's have we done? What's another 2X?
Just today. I mean, it felt like, hell, a penny movement 6 months ago would have sounded crazy. Now today we had penny up, penny down, people eating that sell wall up, and it seems like nothing.
Yep. And remember, this is being done by Hexicans in general. I mean, we're not viral yet. We're not blowing up crypto yet. We're not blowing up, the financial world yet. This is pre-viral still. We're still pre-viral and still having moves like this. Things are gonna change drastically one day, and we're not even gonna recognize these kind of moves. This is literally like organic moves we're seeing right now, and not anything like what is possible. When Richard says, we haven't gone viral yet, that's what he's talking about, is that this thing has so much more room to grow and such longer legs to get out there and stretch out. It's not even fathomable to us because of the unit bias that we have. 20, 30 cents, 50 cents, $1. That's nothing compared to what it can do.
Yeah.
So,
and based on the percentages, when you start thinking about it, it's crazy. When you just move the decimal point, it's crazy how little it takes to move. And that's where that velocity kicks in. $10, a 50% move on $10 is $5 move. We've done 50% moves in Hex, haven't we?
Yep.
That's where you start going, oh, okay.
Now you understand, Johnny, why I was asking. I heard Kinetic say $1. Don't tell me where we're going. Tell me where we're starting. Because at zero, I know we're at zero. I know fiat, but decimal point, man. All those X's, it's like.
But it's kind of crazy because we were struggling for pennies for the longest time. Now pennies can come so quickly. And this is going to continue to occur because our unit bias keeps us from seeing this, like RG was saying. It keeps us from seeing this. But a new person coming in going, oh my God, look, it's a top 3 coin and it's under $1. It's a top 3 coin and it's under $1. Tell me why XRP is worth more than a hex.
It ain't.
Any idea? Why is Doge?
I can't make that argument. I can't make that argument, Chaos.
This is what I'm telling you. People will buy what is available, what is accessible, what is visible. Okay. And the fact that we haven't had the visibility that we need in order for those people to make that determination is what is keeping us at these prices now. Don't expect them to stay. They're not going to stay. Okay. Our unit bias is not going to keep these prices down because new people with new eyes are not warped by the perspective of the fact that they got a really good deal. They see it as a really good deal now. It's still under $1. Okay. So,
I mean, Richard tweeted out yesterday that famous tweet that Richard always likes to put out. It's like buying Hex right now is like buying Bitcoin under $1. And it's the truth. It is the truth.
On the same day he posted all-time highs.
We're not making friends and influencing people when we're attacking Bitcoin, though. When we're attacking the maxis and we're saying and it's not even a direct attack. When you say Hex is better than Bitcoin, that's an attack to them. Okay, that's challenging their belief system. That is a personal attack, and the fact that it is, the other people will be the judge of that. Okay. So Bitcoin does not have the features that Hex does. It doesn't. It doesn't have the ability to lock. It doesn't have the ability to participate in the ecosystem like Hex does. You can't be a miner. You can't participate in the ecosystem. The Bitcoin people are manipulated by the miners. They're the ones minting the new coins. They're the ones that control the market, not the holders, despite what they want to think. Hexagons are in control of their market because they are the holders and they are the ones making the new coins. They decide what the price is. You know who decides what Hex sells for? We do.
Right.
If we don't sell it, if we don't sell it for less than it's worth, it becomes that value. If we are unit bias and we're willing to give it away for cheap, it dumps because we have decided we're willing to give it away at those price points, and that's why the price goes down until those people run out, right?
Yeah. Imagine, Johnny, imagine
they're no longer staking.
Real quick, guys. Paladin, thank you for the $5. We need to start staking these donations so that we don't turn him into a liar because he's telling his friends he donated millions to Discourse Syndicate. So
Johnny, imagine anyone that bought 60K Bitcoin in April and now it's been the last 4 months waiting just to go back to those levels. Instead, they could have put 60K into T-shares.
Yeah,
right. And been staked for 4 months now, getting paid every day, 120 days of payouts. I mean, it's a no-brainer.
It is a no-brainer unless you've already been corrupted by the system and you had your belief is it's like, we've got all these advertisements out here. It's like someone paid for like the Bunga Bunga ad or whatever on YouTube. It's like, look, guys, and then I've seen billboards and stuff and they say Hex is designed to go to the moon. You know what kind of signs we need? We need signs that say, did you miss out on Bitcoin? Don't miss out on Hex.
Yeah.
Hex.com.
I like that much better.
You have to reach people where they are and what they know. A lot of people still don't know what Bitcoin is, right? Yeah. If they see it on CNBC or whatever, at least they've got something to relate to. And they're like, oh, that thing's expensive. I ain't buying that. That's way too expensive. You have to meet people where they are, It's a waste of money to advertise the Bunga Bunga ad, okay? Nobody knows what the hell that's about. 555. Nobody knows what the hell that is about, okay? Yep. We have to make our messages in a way that a person doesn't have to ask a bunch of questions. They actually get the message. We have to tell them that Hex is a new digital financial asset. It's we have to tell people what it is and not just, like brand awareness and logos are great. Okay. It's good to have recognition in logos. That's why they put signs for elections out in the yard, because you get name recognition, right? Name recognition is good. But if you're trying to sell a product, you have to tell people what a product does, and you only have a split second to do it. And it has to be in a way that relates to the average person, and not just an inside joke or an inside information sort of thing. And that's how you reach the masses. You're not going to be able to do that. If you're going to spend the money on a billboard, make it concise. Make it so that the person glancing at that billboard understands. And you want the majority of people to be able to glance at that billboard and understand. And I'm not trying to take away from it. I think it's an excellent idea. I think it's awesome that somebody spent the money to do that. But I'd like to see people spend, if they're going to spend their advertising dollars, I'd like to see them kind of focus that in a way that they're going to get the most out of what they're spending, you know, to be able to get that message out to enough people to be able to actually absorb that message that's being presented. You know,
we're fortunate that Hex is still under $1, just because, like you're talking about, people don't want to buy, you know, 0.001 Bitcoin. You know, people like that unit bias of having like whole units of stuff. So when Hex is still under $1 and you can buy 1,000 Hex still, you know, people, man, I'm telling you, people are gonna really love this.
Well, yeah, and that's just it. Okay, look at it this way: if you throw market cap out of the way, and you have this exchange, and you have a listing of coins that you can buy, okay, and then you look at the performance chart, and you see what Hex has done as far as just the performance chart, right? And you see that you can buy 1,000 of them exactly. At what point does it become difficult? At what price point does it become difficult for a person to own a whole one? That is why Hex is designed with as many units as it is. It's because if it goes to $1, can you still have 100 of them? Yeah, most people can, right? If it goes to $10, can you still own 10 of them? Sure. Okay. So goes to $100, can you still own one? Goes to $1,000, can you still own one? You see the point? New eyes are not going to be judging the way that we see them. And if we have the more eyes and we have more people looking at it as an affordable asset that they can store their money and make interest on, then we have it. And I don't think we need to waste a lot of time with the influencers in the crypto space. And
I agree. They're irrelevant. I did a video about that 2 weeks ago. They're irrelevant.
And they were only born 3 years ago.
Yep, you know? Literally.
They were literally born 3 years ago. That was their claim to fame, was the bull run. And that's when, simply because they could throw a dart at the dartboard and look like they were geniuses because everything was going up. And all they had to say was, hey, look, it's going up. I am just telling you what is the chart is actually doing. It's going up. Oh, yeah, look. See, aren't you glad I told you about this coin that's going up? So is everything else.
Yeah, and how many?
Yeah, we established that here a long time ago that we were the influencers and that they are.
And how many from 2017 don't we see today?
Yeah, the ones that are out there are wrecking people.
Yeah. I mean, how long can you do that? I mean, it's a recycling of narratives.
Right? Yeah, they're still doing it. So obviously, up until now, that's how long they can do it.
Yeah, this is only their second season, and now they're in their second season. Let's see if they survive this one after the next bear market. Let's see if they survive, because here we are sitting here and we've been right.
Not after what we're going to do during the next bear market. They're not going to survive. After the next bear market, we're going to be looking like, you know, I mean, we are the influencers. That will solidify it in the crypto community.
And the things that are happening now are changing everything. That's the thing. It's changing everything. You know,
that's right.
Satoshi never stood up for Bitcoin. Okay, he wasn't out there on the floor. Richard was. All right. That bugs the shit out of Richard to no end. Because, you know, instead of putting the effort in building the product, he just kind of stayed anonymous and just, you know, went off, you know, and then everybody else was fighting the fight. What's Richard doing? Richard is trying to make the crypto space better. He is trying to do the things with his product that Satoshi did not do with his product. You know, he's instead of trying to support somebody else's creation, he's making his own, and he wants to make it better, and he wants people to know it. And by God, they will know it, because they're not going to get a choice.
I had this thought earlier that, like, with the influencers, they have a limited amount of time left. Like, I don't know how long it is, a year, 2 years, when E-Hex is in the top 3 and P-Hex is in the top 3 and Pulse is there. Like, they're ignoring Hex right now, but you can't ignore
Scroll down the number
the top
4 and read
fucking coins. Like, you can't
because they're not making money.
I show you guys this because we got to pretend those don't exist up there.
Yeah, Johnny, and they're not making money on crypto. They're making money on clicks, right? So,
Right.
Yeah. So this is a totally different thing. And then you said leave the market cap away. No, let's maybe take it back in, because like 5 years ago, I told people that all of crypto is going to be as much worth as gold easily within 5 to 10 years, and people were like, I'm crazy. And back then, everyone referred to Bitcoin, of course, only. But there existed some of the other coins as well, like Lite and Doge and Ethereum very shortly and so on. And then this term flippening came up in 17. And now we're here after 5-6 years. And back then, I didn't think myself that there would be something called Hex that might be the thing that drives the whole thing up to that value of all of the gold in the world, and then we'll take all the fiat of the world in another 5 to 10 years, maybe, just as an idea. Basically, Bitcoin to people, as you said, they read it in newspapers. It stands like a generic term, like Walkman or something, and then someone does MP3, and this whole thing is gone, and there's a whole new market. Well, I'm fine where I am, and I mean, I've done my homework a long time, because I did not. And I think most of us did not get into Hex just because of winning in the lottery, out of finding that needle in the haystack of 20,000 coins out there and 2 per minute coming out. But because most of us are in here because they have done their homework and just found a project that looks super legit and looked great from the start. And we,
well, like Gary said, in 2017, we were looking for something that was a passive income producer that we didn't have to trade all the damn time. Something that would actually,
wow,
something that would actually produce us an income without having to, do all the trading and figuring and everything else. Just something
And
yield producing. I looked into Neo. I looked into KuCoin and different stuff that paid you dividends and stuff like that. But it just wasn't enough, right? And Hex is literally the product that everybody was looking for in 2017, and it's here. It's here, and it works now.
Yep. And this is before staking, by the way. Yes.
With that, I am going to throw it to the outro. Everybody, we'll see you next week. Awesome time this weekend. Thanks for coming to the FN Hangout. We're going to be on Monday chatting with the captain. Everybody else is on. And then Friday night, we will have the Hangout. Thanks, everybody, for coming on.
Good night.
Thanks for having me.